I'm doing my part. 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 I'm doing my part.
Jeepers, guys! That was a ridiculous start to my morning. Here I was being like, I'm gonna be on time today. I guess my bots had other plans. Anyway, hi guys, good to see you. Hello, hello. Yes, I was a full chameleon and now I've decided to come out of the brickwork. Good to see you guys again. Good morning. Hi. Yeah, I was what's the word? Unfoundedly optimistic that I'd be on time this morning. I went to turn on my computer and it just wouldn't turn on. Well, it would turn on. That's the problem. It would turn on. It would get to my user screen and then it's like, for the passkey, put your PIN in so that you can sign in. Okay, can do. Thank you, Neshi. Very much appreciated.
I'm doing my
49
part.
months OMG.
Oh my god! That is crazy! Thank you so much, Neshi, and Fuzzy Bear as well with the 26
Hi
months!
Clem.
Hello,
I'm doing my
guys! Thank you
part.
so much for the resubs. That is so kind, especially for such a long period of time. Oh my god, and another one!
I'm doing my part.
Clem think.
Thanks, guys! Thank you so much for all the resubs! Very, very sweet. And Janek, no stress. You go
I'm
do
doing
your
my
thing. Very
part.
much appreciated. Jojo, morning, hello. Good morning, how are we? But yeah, it was just such an odd situation because but the computer was on, I went to go sign in, and then both of the screens were just black, except for my mouse. And I just sat there like, I don't know what I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on. What's happening? What's a happen? What? So I just tried to turn it off and on again. And then that didn't work. I had to repeat. And so I was like, okay, what can I do? Control Alt Delete, or I can open the task manager. Okay, nothing's open though. What
I'm
do
doing my
I
part.
do? What do I do? I tried turning it off and on again. Then same thing, and then I did Control Alt Delete again, and I could sign out, and then I signed in, and then it was fine, and then my camera wouldn't work. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're here. We got there. It does mean that I couldn't work on some of the things I wanted to work on, so we're in this exact same position as we were yesterday in terms of the robot and various things like this. But we are here. We are good to go. I'm getting emotional. That's all right. We can turn that around. We can have a different
I'm doing
emotion.
my part.
One that I don't know actually which one you were having. Alt F4 wouldn't work because there's nothing to close. Anyway, I love having a wee morning stream nowadays. Already regulated my bedtime, so this is a nice treat for early rising. Thank you so much, Sean. It's been so lovely having you join. Hi, Polaroid. I am up. I am. Wait, you haven't slept, you poor thing. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Well, don't feel like you have to stay up just for the stream. Go sleep. Hi, Cassidy. Oh, my tea is cold already because of all of that. Yes, Xcomputer I think is okay on Twitch. It's just on... Oh my gosh, what the heck is going on?
Why are you gay? Also, it's pronounced Chamaleon.
Sorry? Chamaleon, get out of here! Get out of here! What the heck? No, thank you. My goodness gracious. Thank you for the $1 and why are you gay? I was wondering because I was gonna say we're here, we're queer, and I was like, yeah, I
Just
don't know.
want to say you're an awesome streamer and give off such good energy. Grimacing face emoji. One more time. Grimacing face emoji.
No,
Smiley
not the
face
grimace
emoji.
again. Oh, you're a good streamer. Ooh. Thank you so much, Willie. That is so kind. Thanks, guys. Oh my gosh. Nice camera and accent. Thank you so much. I have now learnt that the vertical YouTubers are not used to having a proper camera. But I've just been streaming on Twitch for a while, and we've recently branched out onto YouTube. So welcome, everyone. I can say mushy moo moo. Speaking of segues, the people who are new might not care, but look at her! This is my Minnie. I painted her yesterday. She's a little minotaur. I was going... The funny thing is that I was supposed to color her like cream and red. I was gonna make all of those kind of accents red. I know my it's a bit dark at the moment. But it was gonna be red, but then I went to go get this like creamy color paint, and then it was silver, and I was like, okay, well, I can't do silver and red. Well, I can, but I don't want to. It was just this very like bluey gray silver, so I was like, well, I guess we're not doing red now. So that's why I went for the blue accents. Everything is AI, exactly right. Even me yes, there's nothing more AI than a girl on the internet showing off her Minotaur mini painting. If that is exactly what people decided they wanted to prompt. They went to their little computer and they went, I want redhead girl in Starbucks outfit to show off a painted Minotaur that is really crappily done and has no ability to stay in the lines. That is exactly what AI was prompted to do. Definitely. I'm glad that we're in agreement on this, at least. Anyway, thank you, guys. So this is Millie the Minotaur. She's very cute. I've only painted a mini once before, and so if you look too closely, you can see how badly painted it is. But you guys get the gist of it. I'm very happy with her. For my first, like, proper painting, it's pretty cool. I wasn't sure about the colorful Warhammer, but then my friends at the table... Oh, hold on. There we go. My friends at the table convinced me to stay with the with that kind of oxidized look. So, oh, Just making sure. Yes, well, not everything is AI yet, all right? We don't have to overcorrect ourselves by just assuming it's AI, but thank you for the compliment nonetheless. Anyway, so that's my little girlie. We painted yesterday. I'm very happy, and then we got to play a little bit as well. And for those who have been following my little Minotaur's journey, we turned up at a new location, which is kind of the place for everyone to be. And it is illegal to do magic. And
I'm doing my part.
They have a no violence policy as well. But we found the underground fighting ring, and I was like, put me in! So that's where we paused last night. So I'm hoping that I can get either some notoriety by absolutely wailing on an NPC, or alternatively, I'm going to get absolutely fucked up. So that's what I said to my GM. I'm not going into this ring with any expectations of winning. I would just like to make that clear. I don't have any ego. If I get one hit KO'd, then this is also going to be an amazing story for my game. So that is what's been going on. Yeah, no plot armor. Because that's the thing is, it's not like she's going to die in the fighting ring, or unless she does. Oh my god. But it's just a fighting ring. If she gets severely bruised and damaged, then, she's already got trauma. It'll be great. I do have Instagram, indeed, yes. It's just the same as my channel, so xClementine. I don't know if my bot works over here yet, because I don't think it works. I don't think it works with the command yet. I think YouTube doesn't register the exclamation mark, so that's something that I will have to do offline. But I didn't do it yesterday because I was painting my mini. Anyhow, she can take a hit like nobody, yeah, because then she gets one hit KO. How many kangaroos do I have to fight to date you? 0, because if you fight a kangaroo, why would I want to date you? And the fact that that is even a question, it's just out of the question. It's just you don't have to fight any, but the answer is already no. Anyhow, they have beauty and heart. Well, not all of them. I have met some horrible redheads, but that's more because it has nothing to do with our red hair. It's almost like the color of our hair doesn't shape our personality other than the trauma and hardened shell that we need to develop from getting bullied as kids. But nonetheless, I did not really spend $300 on that mic, Edgy. That is not correct. But nice try. Nice try. Thank you so much, great man. I don't know why your message is hidden. See, mods, look at me. I saw it. Sometimes my multi-chat doesn't show messages. I don't know why, but anyway, I did see it. I just can't bring it here. Anyhow, your laugh is stuck in my head. I'm so sorry. That's very, very sad. Okay. Find a wallaby or koala then. Well, now that they're just not even as large as a kangaroo, then that's just not impressive anymore. So it's not actually Warhammer. So although she's carrying a Warhammer, this is Dungeons and Dragons rather than Warhammer. I've never played Warhammer, but I have played a lot of D&D. Redheads are by far the most beautiful women. Well, that's a generalization, isn't it? You can like red hair, but women are just beautiful, and there are a lot of beautiful people, regardless of their hair color, Anyhow, I'm glad that you guys like the look of Millie. Thank you so much. I did see all of the compliments. I was just on rant mode because of their AI. Mocha, no extra sugar, frick! I tried to make it subtle that I was wearing the green today, but I was going through all of my overalls, and I was like, you know what? It's been a while. Let's crack it out, and I'll match with the necklace. You may not have dry brushing or ink wash, but it's still good. Yeah, because that's the thing is I don't know how to do all of that dry brushing textury stuff, but I didn't want to mess with it So that's why I just left it as is. Like I said, this is only my second mini I've ever painted, and the first mini we only had 3 colors available to us. So I'm happy. I'm happy with my little mini. Hi, Lunar. Do you mean you also play D&D? Yes, yeah. I didn't get to do any rolls though. We ended where the fighting was, so we'll see what happens there. Are there any brawling rules in the current game? No, that's why we ended, because we thought would let the DM because this was at the end of a few hours, so we'll let the DM figure that out. I get severe concussion, which permanently decreases her intelligence by several points. She already has a -1 to intelligence. It's fine. If she gets another minus, it's okay, you know? One of my new friends has these kinds of models. Hell yeah, Janeg. That's so cool. And I'm glad you like the color palette. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much for all of the compliments. I was just catching up after all of the all of my ranting. How many homeless people do I have to jump on my BMX to date you? Again, 0. Please do not use homeless people for sport. Yes, I did see the short about the ginger extinction. Very good. Gingers are on the rise again. We're doing our part, except for me. I have yet to have children, so I'm not helping contribute to the rise of the gingers, but maybe one day. Is it unethical to eat someone else's fried chicken skin? So it is probably if it's not consensual, but if you guys have agreed upon this, then whatever you do is your business, right? I wouldn't personally do it, but what's your business is your business, you know? Did you shrimp in your chair while painting? Will they invite you back? I don't know what shrimp in your chair means. Is that like the posture? That's the only thing I can think of in shrimp in your chair. Do you think I will react today? Probably not. Just being a ranger is doing your part enough. Thank you. Okay. What is your D&D campaign right now? So we don't have it's basically a homebrew. So our GM is not using a module
I'm doing my
whatsoever.
part.
But I'm playing a Minotaur cleric, which is the mini that I had. She's got a big old war hammer. But yeah, it's just a world that our GM has built. So I can't say more than that because I'm just living in it, basically. My wife's boyfriend is a ginger. Well, we do get the ladies, so it comes as no surprise, you know? I've got wisdom -1 to intelligence. I got the +8 perception. That's always why people put some points in wisdom, just because it's at least gets them a little bit with the perception rolls, which seem to be the most common role, especially with passive perception. But +8 investigation. I find everything and see everything, but fail every roll to know what they are. Oh my gosh, that is very cute. Minotaur, that's the one. A Minotaur cleric. That's cute. Good morning, Duke. I hope you are well, even if I can't speak for everyone, but I hope everyone is well. Okay. Hello. I am real. Yes. Why do people think I'm not real? But genuinely, Drum, if you have an opportunity to respond, what gave you the impression of AI to start with? Is it just because people are just assuming everything's AI? Like, I'm just hoping that we can get a little bit of an understanding, because you're not the first person, and so I want to get into the mind of what's going on. She's AI. It's true. Welcome back, Toothbrush. How to get +8 investigation? Oh, I missed what that was. Okay, I was reading it as an 8, which would give a -1. But I think I was interpreting that as if they roll that they can see anything, they're just too silly to be able to understand what it is. The background, maybe? Do you think I look like a miner now? Drum, I need you to basically just be here anytime someone comes in and tries to call me old, because I know I don't look old. I am very aware of this. I know that a lot of the time people are just coming in to troll, but I would like you to just hang around and just have that comment. I'm not a minor, I can tell you that. I am almost 30 years old, is how old I am. Oh my gosh. Why British? You can't understand why British people think Americans say something wrong when you obviously are seeing stuff wrong, when we can barely understand what you're saying. Well, first of all, I'm not British, so if you're trying to ask me about the British, then I can't help you because that's not what I am. So the next problem is that if you are now assuming that I am British, you might be a part of your own problem. You know what I mean? If you're saying Americans say something wrong when you're obviously seeing stuff wrong, like, I'm sorry, but you're wrong in this moment. So if you are not assuming I'm British, then I take it back. But that's just something to mull over. Anyway, you're unreal, for real. Maybe even Engine 5. I have a generic face. Interesting. You know what? That I will take that into account. I wonder. Okay, all right. I think that's a compliment because it could be like that's an average face, but at the same time, I feel like it's more that AI they don't exactly they don't compute them to have an average. They're just a generic. Interesting. Okay, I'll take it. Are you Nigerian? Close. Very, very close. You know what I was trying to say? I am going to be very honest with you, Caden. I actually don't know what you're trying to say. So let me see this again. I can't understand why British people think Americans say something wrong when you obviously are seeing stuff wrong when we can barely understand what you're saying. So I don't know what you're referring to when you're saying when Americans are seeing stuff wrong. Like, you've come in hot with this, but I don't know what you're referring to. So you're welcome to explain, and then we can try and muddle this out together and figure out what the British are getting wrong if you'd like. And I'm not trying to be facetious. I just genuinely am trying to express that I don't know what that is referring to. So if you'd like to explain yourself, go for it. You haven't gotten Geppetto to make you a real boy yet. Yes, Geppetto. He won't return any of my calls. Sucked it, not a Brit. That must be embarrassing. Oh gosh, no. But that's what I mean. Is like I don't know what the reference is. I'm not British, says woman in the UK. Have you ever heard of expats? In fact, that's one of the issues. Is that people are trying to get rid of us. I know Clem is real. I don't know why. I just know she is. Well, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. You said in it. That's the British thing. That's how I'm getting caught out. Sorry. I'm well, Night Warrior. How are you? I think it's the camera setup. You should place it further away so we can see the background. There's nothing to see. I moved here just a month ago. There's nothing to see. It's just a brick wall, but I will take that into consideration because I do recognize that it's usually people on the vertical stream that confuse me for AI. And we talked about that just yesterday, is I suspect when you're scrolling and you're seeing a lot of people that are filming on their on their cell phone cameras, to now have what is a very, very bad setup compared to any other Twitch streamer, for example. If you go and scroll the just chatting category on Twitch, everyone looks so bloody professional over there. And I'm just like, hey guys, I've got a nice camera, but I don't have the lighting, I don't have the decorations, and so it's probably just not used to it. But you are correct that I can imagine that, especially when in vertical, there's only so little that is showing on the camera, as opposed to the horizontal, where people can see that there's a lot more dynamic range, as they say. But here we are. Hey Frank, I just saw you were here. Good to see you again. Is a minotaur with one horn a monotaur? That's very clever. Very, very clever. Tits today? Hold on, I will allow this. And will this come through? Yay! Wait! I thought that sometimes the messages didn't come through. Oh, that's good news. Frank, thank you so much for testing this with me. No tits today. I forgot to get that because I got home very late last night after my Dungeons and Dragons, but nonetheless, howdy. Okay. Hey, Joggle. Sorry, I didn't say hi earlier. And hi from Vancouver, Dave. I'm glad that you're a nice guy. Makes sense if you're from Canada. Okay. You're saying you're not Molly Ringwald? I know. Isn't that crazy? So Americans do say things wrong in our language. Oh, mate, Duke, you might be onto something there. After our colonization of the states, we left them a glorious language. Over time, they adapted to their own wants. I could understand if it's to do with the language specifically. Yeah, okay, all right, Duke, you're understanding more than I would. Obviously, I meant to say sayings. Well, I don't think it was that obvious. But it makes more sense. Yes, Duke was able to figure that out. So, I mean, it's just as simple as the fact that language adapts over time. Like, look at the Australians. You can go speak to an Australian and you're like, what? Sorry? What are you saying? I don't... It's just lingo that changes. So I'm not sure why... I don't think that people are really that upset about language changing, right? There are so many things that make a lot of sense in American language, you know, dropping the U in color and favorite. You don't need to do these things. Organization does sound like it should be spelt with a Z rather than an S. I understand it, but I haven't lived your experience. So I speak British English. In New Zealand, that's what we learned. So I don't know the differences that have caused issue. So I don't think that I can help you out with this one. But it sounds like people in the chat might be able to. Now, English is closer to the English spoken in England at the time of colonization than the English in England is. Whoa. That's interesting. But it's been like 250 years, right? I guess the Australians, they don't sound like the colonization. They sound like something different altogether. Invercargill, very nice, Sean. I'm from Hamilton myself, so good to have you here. Okay. Yeah. You almost say, wait, no, you say almost every wrong. You say almost... Caden, I promise, I'm not trying to be rude, but I think that once you slow down and are able to communicate what you're trying to say, then we might have an easier ability to figure this out. American English is, of course, right. Yeah, look, that's what I'm saying, is there is plenty of American English that makes a lot of sense. And so I don't know what it is that you're referring to that people are saying wrong. Of course, there's going to be like an ego element where it's like, oh, well, they can't spell favorite right. But that's not actually, people don't actually think that seriously, do they? What the heck is an aluminum? Aluminum. Queen's English is the only real English. I don't even know if it is because it's very Queen's English. I don't know if anyone actually speaks like that. You know? Clem gives more of a Becca Scott vibe than Deborah Ann. I don't know. I think I know Becca Scott. That's how you know you're Kiwi. Don't give a fuck. Exactly. I have been to America. I've been to California. So I spent 8 weeks in California, but it is it's just English. Exactly. I don't think people actually think that that people are saying things wrong. Yes, there might be a little bit like a ha 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 ha. You can't spell with a U. But if anyone actually thinks like that, that's a problem on them. Yes, in jest, but if you're taking that seriously, don't, because it shouldn't. It shouldn't. Okay, the Scottish English is a brain workout. Yes, exactly right. Oh gosh, but it sounds so good when you can understand it. Dare Americans niche is pronounced niche, not niche? Do they say niche? Okay, that's an example that I could be like, where has this come from? Do you believe people in school should be taught elocution within the schools? Quite. I am green with this as well. Celsius is so dumb. What makes you think Celsius is dumb, but Fahrenheit isn't? Colonization rocks. I wouldn't go out of my way to say that, Psyok. Oh my gosh. Okay, it doesn't matter how words are spelt or language spoken, just as long as the recipient of any conversation understands what you're saying. And then if you don't It's about finding other ways rather than just speaking louder and more slowly. Do you understand me now? That doesn't work. Where's the hotel? Hotel. No, we're gonna just gotta try other methods. Speak slower. Oh, what did one photon say to the other photon when he was asked whether or not he helped with his luggage? No thanks. I'm traveling light. That's cute. I think that's very sweet, some guy. I like that. We speak American in America. Yeah, and then English is spoken in England. Yeah, I get it. My butthole brown. I mean, I would hope so. Like, are there anyone's but I guess people bleach them. Anyhow. Australia is a nation of immigrants. Our accent evolves with many different bits. That's a really good way of putting it as well, yeah. So not just the colonization, but the immigration, for, especially like post-World War II and whatnot. Luna, are you ready for your daily German word like Lichtzeichenanlage? So Lichtzeichenanlage. Is that like something to do with a light bulb? I'm not sure. I can see that it's something to do with light. But what's this? As in light bulb? No, surely not. Lichtzeichenanlage. Because I feel like there's something to do with electricity. Well, not electricity, but like it sounds like when you're plugging in something. Anyway, just Luna, can you just be very, very specific on what that translates to so that I don't get confused? Are the clankers clanking today? No. After stream yesterday, I basically went straight to my friend's house, and then I got back after 10:30, and I was not feeling so great, so I crashed into bed straight away. So I haven't worked on any of the bots for YouTube, but I'll do that eventually. The thing is that I know that it works technically, so I just have to go. Like, I know when it works, I just have to go and change all of my things so that I can make it work in YouTube. And so I know how to do it. I just have to sit down and do the manual labor for it. Because I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize with live streaming. It's just like, oh, can we add this? Can we do this? Can we do this? It's like, yes, that is in our capability. But when you're a one-man band, it's just the labor hours. I think a lot of people don't realize how much labor it takes, especially when you don't know how to do something. So then I spend an hour watching YouTube tutorials just to figure out how to make something work. It's a whole thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. These are the woe is me of having such a hard job. It really is fine. Lager, like beer. I mean, it wasn't like that, but I like where your mind is at. Isn't British the first English? I mean, if we want to get technical, the Duke said Germanic as well. So yes, I would have said the exact same thing, the Duke. Hocktour girl, I mean, yes, generic face I've learnt. I think I'm done, maybe just happy, Gabby. That's A-okay. Imperial units are dumb. Exactly, that's what I was thinking. American English is devolving? I mean, I think that it's evolving in some ways. Thank you so much for the sub. Okay, I will... Prince Andrew's English is the only English. Fuck off, Psyok. You always sound very well when I hear you. Thank you, because I don't feel well, so that's good. That's basically the only masking I do, which is not for you guys. That's for me more than anything. Like, you know, sometimes when you don't want to go to work, but you go to work anyway, and then you kind of, like, whatever kind of exhaustion you're feeling, you get over it within an hour or whatever. That's kind of me. I do like being at work, as in I do like streaming, but sometimes I like being in bed. And so it's good for me to stream because it means I get out of bed. Ole English is more English than English. That's very funny. I like this. Also, Aussies definitely think Americans speak wrong. Yeah, we can blame the Aussies for calling out the Americans, but not the Brits necessarily. I've never heard anyone say niche. Okay, so Hellman is speaking at least on behalf of other Americans. You know the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? What? What's the difference? You can't hear an enzyme, but you can hear a hormone. I like the photon one better. I will make that out there. But I do like that you're helping me with my material and my stand-up comedy club. I've heard both niche and niche. Personally, I say niche. Ah, okay, there we go. So maybe it depends on where you are in America. Celsius isn't precise. Yes, I actually only learnt this last year, admittedly, because I grew up with Celsius, because of course I did. But I do think that it is a nice, easy framework. Just, freeze at 0, boil at 100. And the variation between that of like, well, it only boils at whatever was sea level versus XYZ, or rather Y. Just a little math pun for you there. But we don't need that precision in our day-to-day life, especially when we have kettles and whatnot. It just boils when it boils. And with the oven, you have the dial. It just works. It's fine. I think that precision is only applicable to scientists. And if you're a scientist, then you can correct me because you will have the actual answers on this. I brought it up earlier. I tend to say niche unless I'm speaking with people that use the word often. Okay, there we go. Traffic light. Oh, that makes sense. Thank you, Luna. Because of course, the Germans need a super long word just to say traffic light. But it makes sense. Licht, Zeichen, Anlage. Anlage. I almost got it off the top of my head. Anyway, I'll practice that one. Thank you. I am just trying to speed run through I'm not being speedy. I get it. Given the number of different accents and dialects in the UK, there really isn't a true British English anymore. Also true. My daily word is the same daily word every single time, Kiwi man. Backpfeifengesicht. Oh. How's your head? I'll answer that in a second. I've caught up. Metric is a very good system. I do think that it's easier to do math with as well. Beautiful hair, thank you. No need to do fractions indeed. Can I just say it's not a bad setup? There's a genuine environmental storytelling within the walls, raw materiality and cohesive ambience. It's why I haven't decorated it, Sean. I like my brick wall. Despite the fact that I get a lot of comments on it, I kind of like it. It means that there's something intriguing about it. It makes people stick around and go, what's up with that wall? And I'm like, I have a name, thank you. Is it too parasocial to make a me of you so you can be friends with me, Allison? Nah, go for it. I don't bother. That does whatever. I'm not playing Tamagotchi myself, but no stress. Make a me of me. That is my thumbs up. Consent. There we go. People talking about you being AI, it's the camera setup. It's too close. The angle makes you look AI. I think it's because of the vertical in particular, though. So maybe it's that, because when I look at it, I don't seem like I'm that close up, but maybe on a phone, it does look quite close. So I don't know about a natural look. There's nothing more natural you can do than eye level, but yes, I do understand the background because there is literally just a wall there. I could perhaps sit backwards a little bit, but nonetheless. Okay, the only word I know in German other than the basics is Frühschoppen. The fact that you remember it is so cute. I like this. A missile is a prayer book. A missile is a ranged weapon. Missile prayer book. Missile boom boom. I like it. I haven't even thought about the fact that would be a homophone or homonym. Homophone. They sound the same in American. I work at SpaceX for Mr. Beast and Elon Musk. Damn, look at you. Congratulations on landing that after all of your years of hard work to be able to have that skill. If anyone has questions about Germany, thank you. Then Luna will answer. All right. It just depends on where you're in the metric. There we go. I've got crippling depression. You're not the only one, some guy. You're definitely not alone there. She's not AI because she hasn't told me that I'm absolutely right and she loves me. You're so right, Sayag. You just have such a great attitude. I'm so glad to see you back here again. Thanks. Is that better? Is that the external validation that you needed from your AI today? Masking a happy smile can bring a genuine smile. Yeah, exactly. I hate when people think forcing a smile is fake because a way to overcome negativity internally than being positive outwardly. Yes, exactly. So I will use this as a segue. No, I won't. I'm still behind. I don't work 20 hours a month just to give my money away. There's clever vigilantes. You look so good. Thank you, Lance. I don't know who Kane Williamson is. Sorry. You look like The Mask. High cheekbones. I get it. Zed is vertical. Fuck, you're right. Sorry, Schmick. You're so right. Anyway, I from a 2D aspect, it would have been vertical, but we do live in a 3D world. We, collectively, because I am not AI, I swear. Adopt a new language, evolve, gone so low, so meaning just so to accept it when only it's said to be species changing its appearance. Based and true. XYZ, definitely not American. There it is. You can now lump me in with the Brits because of the British English. Wouldn't Kelvin? Yeah, I think Kelvin is the most accurate for temperature and whatnot. I go to the woods I live in, the wood I hunt the Yeti. Please don't. They're just trying to live their life, privately, and people keep on making a big deal out of it. Just leave them be, Leave them be. I'm just coming back from the Universal theme park. Hell yeah. I hope you had a lot of fun. That's so cool. I hope you had a great time. Matters more than scientists for precision. If you're a hunter, precision matters a lot to the game. Okay, but we're talking about temperature, Kiwi Man. Did you guys know red mercury has no reflection? As in the planet? Or do you mean the metal? Hasn't SI replaced metric? I actually don't know what SI is, sorry. Old English from the 5th to the 11th century was a very Germanic language, often referred to as Anglish by professionals due to its removal of Latin and French from the language. That makes sense. And that's where, Anglo-English, yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Duke, for teaching. That's very cool. Kelvin is a specific temperature of matter and more relative to how excited atoms are. Ooh, can someone measure my excitement? That's so cute. So it's more accurate, but not exactly as relative. Gotcha. Hi, Gray. Good to see you. My first response is, did someone sit on your keyboard? For the back 5 fingers. I'm staying until something is put in the missing brick hole, and I'm going to bring it to intention until such is done. Well, Ice Tom, you've just played your hand. Now I know how to keep you here forever. Are you Australian? So close. I'm a Kiwi. Thank you, Frank, for answering as well. My bot will answer on your behalf eventually. I'm just coming back. Oh, yes, Universal. I was just traumatized. Go watch the Borderlands so I'm not the only man with nightmares. No, because we already saw that apparently it's not very good. Were you a fan of the game before watching the movie, though, Drums? Has it ruined the game for you as well? Because that, you know what? I actually haven't played Borderlands. That's one I'll have to add to my list. And then we can fix your trauma by having a good game instead. Or hopefully a good game. I haven't played it. She must be the very top of the North Island. Yes, I'm from Hamilton, Yoda. You got it. Is the Crypt Depression just being sad and blue? I shouldn't laugh, but that's very funny. But yes, Frank, Hamilton is North Island. But not tip of the North Island. It's more like top third of the North Island. Get a page-a-day puzzle or calendar every year, says Ian. Occasionally there are word puzzles that confuse me due to the implications certain words sound like. Then no, remember it's made in the US. Oops. AI wouldn't lie to me exactly. Why do I recognize you? You tell me, Robert. I said you were timed up. Yeah, the bots do their own thing, some guy. So you're all right. I can see your messages, so you mustn't have done something too bad. Kane Williamson is captain of New Zealand cricket. There we go. Well, I'll put that in my trivia brain. Thank you so much. Schnappy the crocodile. Why did the bicycle fall over? It was too tired. Okay, I like that one. Hi from Edinburgh. Have you been? I have been to Edinburgh. I don't know if you were asking how have you been, but I am taking it exactly as you've written it, as have you been. I have been to Edinburgh. My first ever time in the UK, I flew into Edinburgh. And then my second ever time, I flew into Edinburgh. So I've been there twice already. My most recent time was just in July. It was cute. I liked it. I played a lot of Pokemon when I got there. When are you collabing with IShowSpeed? Once I get big enough for him to know who I am. That's gonna take a long time, and probably never in that case. Marry me? Okay. I have not tried ayahuasca. I don't know if I would like it personally. Why is the way you speak so adorable? Because I'm AI. Today's English originated in West Germanic language brought to Britain in the 5th to 7th centuries by Anglo-Saxon settlers from modern-day Germany and Denmark. Hey, thank you, Ray, for adding to that. That's so cool. SI is System International. Ah, yes, I have seen this actually, Hellman. But I think you are correct. I just don't know enough about it. You're not a Kiwi, you're a Clementine. Hilarious. Do you know the worst in chemical engineering exams was we had to do conversions without sheets, so could have Kelvin, Celsius, and Fahrenheit all in one question. The worst was ton or ton. Frick, no, Sean, no. Did you fail? I think that I would have failed in that regard. Are you not a chemical engineer because of this? Because we won't blame you if that's the case. We won't blame you. Since water on our planet is the most common form of matter that is found in all three forms, solid, liquid, and gas, makes sense to use it as a base for temperature where we live, as everyone is able to experience it in some manner. Ah, that makes sense as well. Any ichthyologist? Someone who studies the ichthyo. Is that a dinosaur? I'm not sure. Borderlands franchise is probably one of the best looter shooters. Maybe I should play that then. You know what? I'm kind of intrigued, but I have this problem. So anyway, anyone who's new, I haven't been playing video games for the last 6 months because I moved countries. So I am from New Zealand. I lived in Australia. I went back to New Zealand for the holidays. Then I went on holiday in South Africa, and now I'm finally in the UK. So I haven't played video games for a long time, but I'm going to start playing again in May. And I've been trying to think, what do I want to play? And my list keeps on building and building and building and building. And the problem is every single week or every time a new game comes up, I'm like, oh, yes, that one's the one. That's the one. And then a week passes because I haven't been at my setup to play a video game. So I don't play that game. And then I'm like, I don't really feel like playing Cyberpunk anymore. Or, you know, like Red Dead Redemption would be cool. Don't get me wrong. But do I feel like it now? And now I'm like, Borderlands, we gotta do it. So I don't know how to commit to a video game. So if you guys have any more recommendations, probably don't give them to me because I'm already struggling as it is. I haven't played Super Mario Sunshine, but I kid you not, I tried to get it. So several years ago, I played Super Mario Brothers, as in from the 80s, and it was the hardest game I've ever played. I did beat it eventually. It took me a long time, as in all 8 worlds. And then after that, I played Super Mario 64, and it's held up so well, and I got all of the stars, and I loved it. I'm a platformer at heart. I grew up on PlayStation, but platform PlayStation games. And so it just suited me very well. So after Super Mario 64, I tried to find Super Mario Sunshine, and I couldn't get it anywhere. And unless I paid several hundreds of dollars, because apparently it's now like a not a collector's item, but sorry, I'm sure that you can get it as on an emulator. I should make that clear. But in terms of finding it for the Switch is what my point was. Mayhem, a game. I said gay. A new game every day of May. Oh, I look at Anna and I can't help but think a little gay. New game in May. That's hard to say. Nonetheless, no, thank you. I struggle with commitment, but I don't want to commit to a new game. Is what I'm saying as well. I'm new here. Hello. Is a shade of red and white mixed? Also, you smell. Oh wait, red and white would be pink, right? You actually could do with a shower. It's true. It is true. PS1 and GameCube was my first console. So a N64 was my first console, and then we got a PlayStation 1 all of 2 weeks. So we never actually played on it, and then the PlayStation 2 came out. So that's more my one. Hi, Busy. I'm well, thank you. It's not on the Switch Online Pass. So that's how I played Super Mario Brothers and 64 on the Online Pass, but Sunshine is not on the Online Pass. Game May, exactly. I don't... When is Pride Month in most countries? That's in June usually. But we can just do it earlier. You're gay? Just a little bit. Is it red and white? I'm accepting the question of is it red and white. This is allowed. You can ask if it's red and white, but we cannot ask is it pink. Thank you very much. Yeah, June in the US, and I think a lot of them adopt it. Gayvember, yeah. It's just simply a shame that it's 1 month, you know? The bot did a thing, yeah. It does one thing. There's only one thing that it does. Okay, I'm just going to read things and then I will, Penguins collab when? I feel like I would be more likely to get on a Penguins video than I would to an iShowSpeed collab. I don't think it would be a collab,
I'm doing
but I
my
feel
part.
like there's just, Penguins is pretty on the pulse with internet stuff, so we just need to find a way to have a video worth him watching, you know? Send a shout out to Brazil! Shout out to Brazil! Kiwis with skin, it puts the lotion on the skin. What did the Kiwi cat say to the other Kiwi cat? I don't know. What did the Kiwi cat say to the other Kiwi cat? Hi, Ulysses. Good to see you. Do you know Pokemon names are different in German? I do! Yes, I do. And I think it's so cute, but I haven't learnt them. I think that I have too much Pokemon knowledge. I don't need to learn more. Oh, wait. What did the Kiwi cat say to the other Kiwi cat? It's meow. I don't get it. Do you love men? I mean, I like some men. I'm not sure what else to say. If I say I love men, you know what? I love people. I do. They disappoint me sometimes, but in general, I do like people. Okay, there's actually fuck all water on Earth. Oh, don't tell me that. Everything's a lie. What did the Kiwi statue say to the other Kiwi statue? Statue, bro. Okay, that one I did understand. That's very funny. A man walks into a bar. His crippling alcoholism is ruining his family. I also, you know what? I like the subversion of expectations there as well. Okay, that's the bot. Only 10 hours late. That's the one. I have the lowest attendance of university for sure, but nope, I still graduated. Congratulations. I didn't even attend my graduation. I'm smart but lazy. Hey, you got the degree. That's all you need. Hey, yeah, X-Computers in there. Okay. If this were of human origin, how could it even be possible? I don't want to read this again. Enton, that's Psyduck. I'll at least commit Enton to memory. How about that? Okay. Sega for me, Alex the Kid. I'm not familiar with basically any of the Sega. Sonic Sega? You'll have to let me know. I think Sonic was Sega, but I'm not confident on that one. Iceland is a gallon, a UK gallon. Yeah, exactly. I'm 27. You seem younger than that, but looks can be deceiving. Yes, I am 29, turning 30 years old. That's why I have a Nintendo 64 when I was a kid. But mainly because it was my brother's, I should say. My first games console was a grandstand. Look at you, Giant Ray. Oh, we have an elder in here. You're not famous and shit? Yeah, not yet anyway. In fact, I don't know. I do not do what I do in the hopes to getting famous. I'm very happy where I am, don't get me wrong. But I think that fame is actually quite scary and intimidating, personally. So I am very comfortable in the fact that I might never meet my heroes, essentially, and that's okay. I don't need to meet my heroes. I'm meeting a bunch of you guys instead. It's great. I love all folks, but they're just confused because of Clem and Kim, an evil corp messing up people. I thought you meant I was messing up people. I read Kim as Clem. Oopsies. Oh my gosh. The YouTube feed has a 7-second delay from Twitch. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Philosophical thoughts on free will versus predeterminism. I believe that life is a series of coincidences. So what does that fall under? I guess predeterminism? I'm not really a believer of I don't know. I guess for me, I would say that we have free will because we have the ability to choose, but I don't think it's predetermined choice because I don't think about parallel universes. And so I don't feel like predeterminism works for me because that is implying that there is something out there that is following the timeline, and I don't believe in that. So I guess that would push me more free will. Does that make sense? Sonic Quad Sega. Okay, cool. Read my message, okay? All right. If you want, Roba, I will read your message. She won't because it will be cancelled. Oh no, well then what have you done for it to be cancelled? My first games console was a Spectrum 64. I've not even heard of this. I don't know that. What advice did I give a lady who got cheated on and wanted to get some revenge? Kiyaka. He likes your ascent. Yes, my ascent. My rising to fame and popularity. Golden Axe. No, I don't know Golden Axe either, but that's why I don't really know Sega. Tense, anxious. She just hopes one day she'll make it money enough to afford a mic stand. I have a mic stand, I just haven't set it up. I like being chill and holding my microphone. I actually genuinely have been enjoying it. It's just, I don't like things shoved into my face. Men. And so sometimes the mic stand and it just sitting there, I'm like, ugh. Whereas now I have a lot more control over it, you know? I'm like, okay, it's not shoved in my face. It's more like we're connected rather than it being like big mic. I'm like, maybe that's just me. Hello, welcome. I hope you're fine as well. Stream title is classic, the first couple of seasons of IT Crowd, exactly. I rewatch IT Crowd every now and again, not as frequently as other shows, but it's a good one to just, it's only 3 seasons. I'm up, Princess, hope you're well as well. Hi, Lily. Yeah, we got a sit down comedian, you know it. Westside, thank you for the compliment. James Pond, I'm not familiar with James Pond, sorry. I don't know who that is. Why would you hold a mic stand? Not hold a mic stand, just it being in my face. I don't know James Pond whatsoever. That's on Mega Drive, is it? Is she a barista? You're not the first person to comment on my Starbucks overalls there. Is it predeterminism or habit/predictability? That's not how I interpret the question, but I can understand that. Cody Cameron, I just saw that you said I forgot your hi. I didn't forget your hi. Hi. Think about parallel universes more often than I probably should. I think that it is not in our lifetime if we were ever to figure this out, and therefore I try to have my thoughts and existential crisis within the realm of what we already know outside rather than expanding that. Luna says, a nun and a sheep are playing table tennis. The sheep misses the ball and curses. Shit, missed. They continue playing, and after a while, the sheep misses the ball again and curses. Shit, missed. The nun says, if you say shit missed one more time, God will punish you. Okay, is there more? Oh yeah, there it is. They continue playing, but the sheep misses the ball again and curses, shit, missed! Once more, a thunderstorm brews, lightning strikes the nun, and a holy voice from heaven shouts, shit, missed! That is silly, and I liked it. It is very silly. Evolution is a lie. We were created, Adam and Eve. I didn't know that, actually. Who's Adam and Eve? You said we were created, Adam and Eve. Who are they, sorry? When does GTA 6 get released? Probably, I'm going to say March 2027. I'm not putting bets on it, though. Mike, stand, Mike. Did you guys hear everyone born after 2009 isn't allowed to buy tobacco? Yes, in UK, right? So New Zealand had something similar, and then the government changed, and so then they changed. So then they got rid of that. But I saw that they are doing it in the UK. I only read it yesterday, so I haven't actually looked into the details, other than basically that one line that you've said as well. Definitely keep men away from my face and no rope. She doesn't know golden axe. Remove all thumbs you may have provided to the channel. Hey, there's no, we can always learn. But I like the idea of removing the thumbs with the golden axe. You're a fortuist, a person who believes that events are not caused by a higher plan, but rather are products of chance, luck, or coincidental happenstance. That sounds like me for sure. And then you see enough of this randomness, and you can build a pattern out of it, mayhaps. Golden Axe was dope, but a complete ripoff when it came to the arcade version. You had to pay for time and health. It was the OG EA. Ooh. Just a heads up on Twitch, we are about to hit an ad break. So thank you for supporting. I'm just catching your chat anyway, so you shouldn't be missing out on too much. You're not in Guatemala now, Dr. Ropata. I would dive deep into philosophy, but that would need a call or something. I doubt you'd be interested in that. I really, really like philosophy. I do. But I think that it's very hard for me to talk philosophy in terms of learned philosophy. So I don't know these terms. I can tell you my base idea of what a stoic is, but do I know the ins and outs of stoicism? No. It's only very surface level. And so all of these kinds of stoicism, nihilism, all of these isms, I haven't learnt that. But what I do like for philosophy, I guess, is more of the core element of it, of just thinking in general. That's how I look at philosophy. Maybe that is unfounded, and so maybe there's another word I could use, but just thinking about people. Maybe it's more like a learning about people as well, but just trying to understand the world through our social lenses and whatnot. I think that it can be fun just to go, oh, but what about this? What about that? Maybe I just like debating, but I don't like debating. No, I just like to try and see other perspectives, I guess. So I don't know if that actually constitutes philosophy. But that's the thing, is I haven't read philosophy, so I don't really know what it is that I'm interested in particular. I like the idea of philosophy, I suppose, but I haven't delved into it enough to be like, here is the philosophical books. And maybe it's misguided, but I feel like I don't need to read. I feel like my understanding of philosophy is that I don't need to read philosophy to practice philosophy, I suppose, because it's just about thinking and our experiences and comparing that and trying to understand where some of our thoughts and feelings come from. And I it's not that I don't want to get pigeonholed by following someone else's philosophy. It's not that at all, because I actually do have a philosophy book that I want to read. It's just that I haven't dove into it, I suppose. The attempt to understand things outside of yourself shows a lot of emotional intelligence. Well, if you actually know me, you know that I'm not very emotionally intelligent. Not a believer in fate, but I am a believer of potential destiny. That's cute. And the driver of that is karma. I'm a kind of a believer in karma, but more, again, and this is maybe, I don't know if it's philosophy or psychology, but this is kind of how my brain works, and you guys can tell me what you think of it, is that there are good things that happen and there are bad things that happen, and based on how you view the world can make you feel more or less karma. So for example, I know someone who is like, the world's just against me, I'm just super unlucky, all of these bad things just always happen to me, but that kind of feels a little bit of self-imposed. Whereas for me, we unfortunately got a flat tire on my road trip when I was in the Balkans with my friend. And we had so many people who were willing to help. And I, the obnoxious optimist, was like, this is just my good karma, you know? I have done what I can to try and help people, and now we're getting that karma in return. Now we're getting someone helping in return, and it just felt like it balanced. And so I like the idea of believing in karma, I suppose. But I don't actually believe in karma. It's just the perspective of just being like, focusing on the positives, I suppose, can be a form of karma. Karma is real for the working class and under. Ooh, do I dare ask for you to elaborate on that? I'm not so sure, but please do. Please do. I wish I could be as bubbly as her. I'm stoic, utilitarian, conservative, and what? Hey, you're still an optimist, so be optimistic that you can be as bubbly as me, baby. You can just change your personality whenever you want, and if you don't want to, that's okay as well. You can be bubbling on the inside. You can be like, I'm happy in this stoic facade. Idea? Oh no, I don't think I say idea. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Ooh, I'm a Nietzsche, am I? Okay, so that's my niche. I'm a Nietzsche. I didn't know. Now I'm learning. Okay, but I'm going to read through all of these because I have yet to sorry guys, I know that you're I know that I am still learning I know that I'm still learning how to manage the multi-chat. I'm learning. The problem, see, this is the problem, is I genuinely believe that you guys have so many amazing things to say, and I don't like missing them. And so this is why I'm not suited to being a large live streamer, because I want to read your guys' messages, but I'm so far behind, and then it makes me feel really bad because, anyway, I'm exposing my vulnerabilities and insecurities. But anyway, point being that if you have a short attention span, you're probably not going to be well suited here, but I'm going to go through these things because that's all I know how to do, and it makes me happy. I am glossing over some, but there are just some that I'm like, ah! And even the ones I'm glossing over, I'm like, because Frank, for example, said, does anyone think about the perpendicular universes? I was literally thinking about the perpendicular universes in this conversation because I had a whole rant a few years ago and I have no idea where it is. It was never clipped. It was never saved. And it was so funny. And I was talking about the perpendicular universes. And one day I'll find it and post it because I have my few moments of humorous being funny, and I really thought it was a very funny one. So I do think about the perpendicular universes, but only because of my one rant that I went on stream ages ago. My one rant. I don't rant often. IT Crowd, I was going to quote you. Yes, the computer difficulties this morning. I didn't think you might have watched it. No, I like IT Crowd. I don't Adam and Eve it. That's funny, Ian. Very funny. It's 4 seasons and several specials, all of which felt like it continued decline in quality to me personally, but those first 2 seasons in particular are insane. Yeah, you got it. What do you like to do for fun? I like to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I like to play Pokemon Go. I like going for walks a lot. I've never met Adam and Eve. How do I know if they're real? Eve is Adam and Steve's neighbor. Ah, I see. I have been to California, by the way, but not for a long time. It's been 10 years since I was in California. Give season 1 thing though. Let's have a lovely lunch at the park episode where Moss brings the entire flight simulator kit with him. Adorable. I'm well, Georgie. Hope you're well. GTA 6 is going to take even longer to come out now because the source code has been stolen. Oh, shoot. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. But that's the thing. Is a game like GTA, it is allowed to take time because people will play it anyway. And I'd rather them take time than release it too early. A lot of people think parallel universes already exist. Yes, like Mandela Effect. Exactly. Turning on the CERN Super Collider. It's a whole thing that I'm too drunk to explain, but we believe him. Yeah, go play some Rocket League. Thanks, Lena. Spyro was so good. Yes, Spyro and Crash Bandicoot were my my PlayStation games. Metal Gear, Abe Odyssey, people have told me to play. Final Fantasy 7. I've never finished Final Fantasy 7 as well. So that would be one that I wouldn't mind going back to. But I don't know if I do the remaster or the OG. Probably, knowing me, the OG. It seems we're allowing some silly rude jokes. Why do you Clem, why do Tasmanians never do reverse cowgirl? You never turn your back on your family. I've got a friend who's from Tasmania, so I'll ask if they've heard that one before. That's the same episode. Oh yeah, the lovely luncheon park. You got it. Then you have Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. So I am a Stoic in that case. All right. Today I learned. Let's have a mass debate. If you insist, we must all come together for this mass debate, all right? I want everyone to be coming together for the mass debate, all right? We're all on board, okay? It's going to be hard because there are a lot of us. It will be very, very hard. I will promise you that. But as long as we come together, then all will be okay. Oh, gosh. Can I do it remotely? Sure. We're doing jokes? Yes, you're welcome to share some jokes, Roy. Do you love concerts? No, I get a bit overstimulated when it's too loud. When I say philosophy, I'm not concerned about semantics. By philosophy, I meant understanding of all things. Okay, well, that makes me feel a little bit better. But yes, I genuinely would love to talk more philosophy. I just don't know how I can do that when I have barely figured out how to even talk about video games with all of you guys. So once I find my rhythm, I think that when I was just on Twitch, we were able to do things a little bit more deep. That's kind of where we got to the point on Twitch, is we covered topics a little bit more deeply, more in depth. There we go. That's a better way of phrasing it. But since branching out onto YouTube, I'm still like, said hi. There are a lot of people that I delved into all of it and don't understand anything. Yeah, that's probably what it would be like for me. The attempt to understand things outside of yourself. Oh, that's the emotional talent. I've not studied philosophy, but I have smoked a lot of pot. So, it's like one and the same, really. You do actually, because that's just going to waste a bunch of time if you don't. Oh, for the philosophy. So yeah, I've got Epictetus, the Discourses of Epictetus. But he was already a little bit like different compared to the other philosophers, and it's kind of hard to read because it's more like reading an erratic lecture. So I've been going through it very, 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 very slowly. Don't need a philosophy to philosophize. Thank you. Philosophy is basically just agreeing, thinking. Yup, truly. What do you call a Samoan that fell off the couch? Fell off a sofa. Oh my God, that was really hard for me to say, but that's because I was already laughing at the punchline. Every different school of philosophy, for the most part, is based on a previous school of philosophy, with a few things changed for ideas. I know that some people even look at psychology as a branch of philosophy, which I find quite interesting, because psychology being the study of the mind, and I'm not talking about psychiatry, which is the chemistry of things. Different. So I'm talking about, when you go to therapy and you ask about your feelings. I have heard the correlation of that being a branch of philosophy, which is kind of interesting as well. Also had to go for 10 years, learned a lot about the human condition from her. Yeah, well, it's nothing that teaches you about humans than interacting with them, am I right? Then you have stupid stuff like sophism. No, I don't even know sophism. Stoicism is pretty bullshit. Well, I would have to read more about it, but I know that it has a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Not reference. It holds up in a modern age is what I'm trying to say. A lot of weight still today. Something like that. Anywho, Industrial Society and Its Future by Ted Kaye. What's that one about, some guy? Like, obviously on the branch of philosophy, but more specifically. Emotional intelligence and youthful exuberance are not exclusionary. You can and do have both. Thank you, Schmick. Oh, that was the bubbly. Okay. Hannibal Lecter was Nietzschean. I'm not even sure how to say that. But nonetheless, Hannibal Lecter was, well, oh no. Was he actually based on a real person? I was gonna say it's fine because he was like not a real person, but now I'm doubting myself. Was he based on a real person? Oh no. I feel like I'm in sophism. I don't know what sophism in, but that like light bulb moment. I feel like I'm in the sophism. Ugh. What's your favorite book? Oh, my favorite book of all time. I really liked this series of unfortunate events, so I'm gonna say that one. I'm covered in gremlins, exactly, Lounge. I'm covered in gremlins. Okay. I want to play D&D, but I can't find a good way to play online with my friends. I've never played a game fully. Count of Saint Germain. I've played online via Discord, if that helps. But the hard thing is just getting people together in general, either in person or online. And then you can use something like Roll20 for maps. And then you can put your little characters on there, if that helps. If you need a place to look into, Roll20. And actually, you can even do calls through Roll20, and you can decide if you want video call or just voice call. But Roll20 would be a good place, and D&D Beyond as well. But D&D Beyond, you have to pay for a lot more things. Roll20 is free to use. You can buy things in Roll20 as well, but it's like if you just need a grid, then it's very helpful. I have a name for D&D. Oh, look, the Romanus of Shaft Deep. Oh, he's beautiful. I bet he'd be great in the mass debate. I'm going to bed. No stress, some guy. Thanks for all of your philosophy today. Karma is more of a working class thing, and karma is also just a logical thing. If you do bad things and have a high chance of bad things coming back to you. Exactly. Yes, because of the probability of because you probably piss someone off. There we go. Yeah, if you steal, you've done something bad, and then if you get caught for stealing and you get punished, that is karma. And that is, but it's more like a cause and effect, right? So karma, I suppose, I don't look at it as predetermined or destiny or whatever. It's just cause and effect. So if you do something bad, you're likely going to get, someone pissed off. And then you can keep putting that out. But what I will say is in the reverse, where if you get random people doing nice things for you, then it's maybe a little bit harder to be like, well, maybe you could look at it as karma, where it's like, I try to just put myself out there to show I'm vulnerable, or that I am not being nasty in this moment, and people will be willing to help, hopefully. and then I just focus on the fact that people were being nice and helping out, and I look at that as a positive rather than focusing on the negative, like the flat tire happening. Sorry. Hi, Kit Kat. One of my best friends is Kiwi. Hell yeah. The antimatter is already being collected. Oh, I don't know the antimatter. What do you... Oh, yeah, the full of... Throwing a party for people who fail to achieve orgasm. Let me know if you can't come. Roy also said, not in the mood for jokes, actually. Just broke up with my girlfriend for 5 years because she was a communist. Should have seen it coming. Red flags everywhere. You guys got me in a giggly mood today. Yeah, I get overstimulated by a concert, but not a mass debate. That's all about feeling rather than sound, you know? So everyone, when they go to the mass debate, I want them to be silent. Thank you. Silent. Yes, and the flashing lights, exactly. I have Final Fantasy, and I saw you said that Final Fantasy 8 over Final Fantasy 7. I have heard a lot of people share the sentiment, and I would be willing to play both. Georgie says they have the Final Fantasy 7 remake, and I wonder if I should play the OG first, or will that spoil the stuff in the less HD way? I've heard very good... I don't know, Georgie, but I've heard very, very good things about the remaster, and the fact that they made it 2 games to just really, like, flesh it out and spend the time on it rather than trying to rush it into 1 game. But that's all I can comment. I really like playing old school games. I think that it gives us an appreciation of new games. So I think that I'd probably play the old school one myself. So maybe Georgie, you could play the remake, and eventually I can get around to playing the old school on stream, and then you can get the best of both worlds. Or another streamer if you find them playing the playthrough of the OG. That could be a nice compromise. If that helps. It doesn't have to be me. I don't have any ego about trying to keep you guys here. There are plenty of amazing creators out there, and you should go watch them. Go watch them all. The Golden Axe was one thing, but no concerts. This parasocial viewer-streamer relationship is over. Yes, I don't know what it is. Let me put it this way. I have a lot of autistic traits. That doesn't mean I am autistic. I just, now that there's a lot of conversation around ADHD and autism, but even things like depression, anxiety, OCD, there are a lot of things that people, I think, can, because the conversations are being more open, you can go, oh, that's something that I relate to and might explain kind of what I'm going through. I think that this can also be extended to some of the languages in the LGBT community as well, where it's like, oh, like I'm that feels like something that kind of relates to me, like and that can help someone now go and explore more and figure out what works for them, rather than just slapping that label straight away for you do have the tisms. You are autistic 100%. I just saw that. Look, I haven't got diagnosed. But anyway, my point is that I am aware that there are a lot of things that I experience that are what would be autistic traits. Whether or not they would mean that I would be able to get a formal diagnosis, it doesn't really matter. All I know is that I am very sensitive to a lot of sounds. You guys might notice there's no music playing. So that is a reason, one of the reasons is because I don't like the music playing. I have had it in the past where it is in the background so you guys can hear it and I can't hear it. I just haven't set it up yet. I'll get onto that eventually. But because it's not something that I care about, for me, that's why it's low on the list of fixing it up for the stream. Anyhow, so the sophism is study of thoughts and feelings and behaviors rather than the mind. What even is the mind exactly? So that's where it goes. Thank you, Dean Karma, by the way. Love the name. You're all the therapy I need. Aw, that's sweet. I'm awake and totally didn't nod off. Go sleep, Kiwi man. You don't have to stay up. You do your thing. So sophism is a general idea that you are the only conscious mind in existence. And everything else that you experience is a manifestation of your mind, including me and everyone else here, then the universe. I don't like that one. I like the idea that we all have our own realities that we're intermingling, I suppose. But damn, it reminds me of a little bit of like last Thursdayism, where the whole world was created last Thursday and you can't prove otherwise. Obviously, in a different way, but I'm just saying that's what it reminds me of. In Hiroti's just talking to a camera. Yes, yeah, exactly. I'm able to control my stimuli. You're absolutely onto it there, Matt. Oh, this is... Sorry, horse running. I just glanced over and I saw that there. This one is I have several chats open and I'm trying to figure out the best way for me to manage them. But I think that the mods are on top of that stuff, so it's fine. Okay, Hannibal was based off several prominent serial killers. Damn, many of which were from Wisconsin. What's in the water over there, Kiwi man? I want to say someone. I think it was Ed Gein. Okay, damn. Okay. Ted K was Ted Kaczynski. Thank you, Kanna. Thank you. No, you're right. I'm sure that I can find it with just Ted K. I'm sure it'll be there. What's one of your most compelling movie villains based on the philosophy of morals and beliefs? I know you're a movie DJ, so expecting a strong answer. That is a lot of pressure. I'm actually new to the movie world. I only got into movies the last 10 years. I haven't watched a lot growing up except for Barbie, okay? Barbie and Disney was basically all I grew up with, so more profound ones. I still haven't seen The Shawshank Redemption, as an example. And I've got a lot of catching up to do. So, movie villain, thinking of movie villains. You know what? That might be a Discord question. I feel put on the spot. Okay, I'll put another gremlin on the shoulder. Nietzsche, thank you so much. Frederick Nietzsche. Bit of a hypocrite, that one invented nihilism, which is a word purely regarding religion and its original form. Eeps. With the cannibalism, that old song and dance. Yeah, Roll20 and Discord worked pretty damn well when we were doing it, for sure. Need an AI dungeon master that doesn't suck. That's the other thing. I think that having the dungeon master is always a hard thing with D&D for sure. I saw a Roll20 site, but I didn't see where it has any game boards or anything. So you usually, maybe I can even show you. We'll do a little help out for our community. I had a joke for you. I told my boss I needed a raise because 3 companies are after me. He asked which one. I said electricity, water, and the internet. That's very good. I've not heard about this one before. That is clever. That's very clever. I don't believe in karma because Hillary Clinton. Oops. Yes, finding players is usually decently easy as well. The GM is the hard one. Of course I should do name kick it. Sorry, I'm really far behind. My accent is a New Zealand mixed with British accent, I guess is how I'm gonna say it. Roll20 sounds like Omegle. Hilarious. Hilarious. Shawshank is a great film. So I've heard. Never seen it. You can't go wrong with Disney movies, exactly, and that's why I watch them over and over and over again. I hear music. Well, that's awkward then. Thanks for all the follows and subs, by the way, guys. It's been really, really cool to see the community grow. Clem giggles are hecking awesome, good enough to relax. Thank you. Go get some rescue. Sorry, I haven't been chatting as much. I give homeless people $5 to go steal 25 worth of groceries. It's a win-win. And if they get caught, they go to a warm place with a bed, and I'm up to all these dollars. Should I stop or continue doing it? Do they get to keep the groceries? I just want to make sure that I get that clear. Yes, I know I look like a female Asmongold. I've been saying this for years. He's still yet to reach out to me, the bastard. Thanks, Les. Sorry, the original FF7 is the greatest game of all time. I think I would play it. I just think I'd have to. I think I just have to. Name and hair. Thank you, Georgie. No, the FF8 are better than 7 people. It's just as awful as FF9. Look, it was just one person, but now they should feel silly, I guess. I haven't played either, so I can't tell you what my opinion is. Nothing to do with morals and everything to do with performance. The psychology is interesting too, though, in an incredibly evil way. What are your thoughts on trains? I am not super into the mechanics, but I did go to somewhere in Toronto where they had all the trains, and we did a little tour around that, and it was pretty cool. I think steam engines are very fucking badass. I think modern trains and how they've gotten to there is very cool, but I understand the love of a steam engine train because it is so impressive how it all works. For sure. How does Rumi feel about finding you sitting silently in the dark on the couch? I have my room for that. Thank you very much. I feel like Stoicism lacks some empathy. Okay. The avoidance of path and reliance on eupathia. I'm not familiar with that word, sorry. Seems like a form of sociopathy. I personally believe in listening to feelings and emotions. It's sometimes a harder thing to do, but I feel like afterwards you have more understanding of yourself. Feelings and emotions are a way of your unconscious mind's way of trying to keep everything copacetic and in balance. It's close to some of the CBT teachings, but seems based in lack of accountability and repression. I definitely think that's how Stoics are seen, but I think that Stoicism and Stoics are two different things. And so without knowing more about Stoicism, I wouldn't be able to comment on that. But I just know that what it has been adapted to or adopted for does seem to be more of that lack of empathy, just very hard masked. But when reading a little bit of Stoicism, it didn't seem like it was the same vibe. But I suppose it had to evolve into what it is now somewhere, I do like dinosaurs. Planes scare me. I don't like flying. If you know more than 10 Pokemon names, that's a positive diagnosis. Yeah, that's my hyperfixation for sure. I remember over the holiday period that I started talking about the Barbie movies, and then and you guys who were here, you probably would have remembered it. Whereas I need to put these away because I can feel like my triggers starting to happen where I just started like getting really into the Barbie. And so yes, I think that people are like, oh, it's autism is higher in boys and stuff, but I feel like when you look back at things like for example, the Swifties, there's a lot of autistic Swifties, I tell you what. But Taylor Swift just happens to be the hyperfixation, and I think for me it was Barbie, Barbie movies in particular. I just saw that you have suggested I have a sip of water, and I actually remembered my drink bottle today, so I will take you up on that. Do you know that I hate my surname in English? It's Dix, you poor thing. That's what happens when you're a nerd with too much time on your hands. Also that, considering they stretch the autism spectrum to read like a newspaper horoscope that describes every single person alive, I would rate that. Yes, you do have it. Yeah, it's a spectrum, so you got to fall on it somewhere, as they say. Who's one of your most compelling? Oh yeah, that's the movie. No, it is a lot of pressure. Asmongold is sexy. Thank you. V for Vendetta! Great choice. And incredible performance as well by Hugo Weaving. Yes, I think this is a great choice for sure. Can I steal your choice? Is that one that I'm allowed to do? Can I steal it? Ted K's manifesto is very much worth reading. You're not going to agree with everything for sure. But yeah, I like that. I like reading things that I disagree with because I think that it makes me more confident on the things that I feel and also push those on top of that. Catching Fire, I know horror movies decently if you want some suggestions. Yes, if you'd like to. So we're actually going to bring back Discord movie night. So we used to do that semi-frequently, I'd say like every second week, and I'm going to bring it back. But I think that the first one we're going to do is Practical Magic, just because the second one came out, and if that's not your vibe, don't worry, we have done horror movies as well. So we've done we did The Big Lebowski, I think, is the last movie that we did, just as a recognition of the scope. We also did the Lord of the Rings marathon. So if Practical Magic is not your thing, you don't have to join every single movie. But the trailer of the sequel came out, and we've spoken about the kind of 90s witchy vibes in the past. So that's what I think that we'll be doing. No, I said we did horror movies and Big Lebowski. I'm not saying Big Lebowski is a horror. Thank you, Kit Kat. I don't feel like a champion, but I do appreciate the compliment nonetheless. Yes, the Discord. I should be able to get my bot to work eventually in the future. You're gonna have Swifties blowing up your channel. Yes, but I don't know any Swiftie songs. That's the problem. Okay, I might just have to copy paste it for YouTube. So there we go. Okay. I'm getting there. So there is the Discord. And there is the Discord if you guys want to join. Hocus Pocus! I watch a YouTube channel called AI Guy. He has a D&D game that's like 160 episodes. The group is Joe Rogan as DM. Gordon Ramsay, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, they had Miley Cyrus and Mike Tyson. I kind of understand why people like using AI if they can make stuff like that. I do get it. Anonymous, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Kit Kat. That is very kind. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. 800 movies down and still haven't watched many top-rated Hollywood. Way more interesting stuff out there. Exactly, and it's just expanding the mind and how you view movies as well. Starship Troopers. Well, we've got the. I'm doing my part. I don't think we've actually watched Starship Troopers in the Discord though, so we might have to bring that up for sure. We did watch the Alien, but we haven't watched Jaws. One reason for watching Everything Everywhere All at Once without spoilers presents a philosophical journey that rejects nihilism. Okay. in favor of optimistic nihilism. That's so
I'm
cute,
doing
but
my
I
part.
must watch that with my mother, as you said. One idea, maybe Clem, you can do a stream on different platforms on every day so you can concentrate better. That's actually something that I was thinking about last night, Luna. After stream, I was saying to the mods, I don't know what I want to do. It's one of those things where there's no right or wrong choice. There's only choice. That is a little philosophy that I hold, and that's a little quote from yours truly. So I have been thinking about it, and thinking about I've been thinking about it, but it's still early days is basically how I look at it. Still early days, and we'll go from there. People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people. And beneath this mask, there is a dare, and ideas are bulletproof. Great choice, Sean. Great choice indeed. I do have a passport, otherwise I wouldn't be in the UK. I don't know, Fox is Disney, so maybe sometimes you can go wrong with Disney. Hot take. You'd love the main villain from Metal Gear Solid 3, you reckon? For Sean, this is. Her name is literally the boss. Cute. If you had the money, would you live on a Disney resort property? No, I'm not that into Disney. I liked the movies when I was growing up, but I am not a Disney adult, as they call them. I do not want to live on the Disney resorts. And plus, we just talked about my overstimulation. What is more overstimulating than a Disney place? Like, it's too much color. Nothing is scarier than hearing the Steamboat Willie tune while alone in the middle of the woods. But yes, I'm from New Zealand, but I'm not too keen to come to America at this stage. But I probably will try and visit my friend maybe next year. Steam over the Epic Game Store. Amen. Can't gift on YouTube. If I could, I'd seen something for the missing brick wall. Thank you. Brick hole, sorry. Train tour, autism confirmed. Well, it wasn't for me. It was for my ex at the time. Thank you very much. They like trains. There's still steam engines up here. Oh my god. Yeah, there's the odd one. Oh, the Harry Potter train. Yes, of course. Also very true. And in New Zealand. Very good. Thanks, Bobo. I just saw that one. Which is your favorite Pokemon? So my favorite Pokemon goes on rotation depending on how I'm feeling. I'm vibing. Applin. I know. A lot of people hate that Pokemon, but if you actually look at the design of that Pokemon, it is so good. It is actually so good. Let me tell you why. I've been on this rant before, but let me tell you why. Look at this thing. It's a little apple and it's a dragon. And you know what actually sold me on this design? These little teeth. And this being like the gum and a maw of a dragon. It's so clever. It is honestly such a clever little design. Can I open it in a new tab? Open image. Okay, see, look. Look at it. It's like a maw of a dragon. It's so cute. And then you rotate it and it just looks like the regular coloring of an apple, like a pink lady apple. And then the shiny is a green apple. Anyway, so my Pokemon at the moment is Applin. But that's not always the case. I also have liked Goomy and Dreepy. Maybe I'm just a dragon girl. I didn't realize how many dragons I like. But Goomy was my favorite for a while. Dreepy was my favorite for a while. And now I'm on the Applin train. I like them, okay? They're cute. But on top of that, you can't argue with Bulbasaur being number one. Bulbasaur is number one. You cannot dispute the facts, all right? You cannot. You simply cannot. Definitely not wrong in that they insist that she writes her own songs for Taylor Swift. This is the one, yeah. I like mango. Fair enough. The apple. The fact that it's shaped like food leads me to believe it's a parasite food. No, it's great. It's cute. I like it. It's a little dragon. Really, out of the Pokemon loop, but Farfetch always stood out. I like that. There's a website called Leak Duck, and Leak Duck is someone who does a lot of Pokemon Go info, and Farfetch is their favorite Pokemon, and I like the name Leak Duck for it. Bulbasaur is undeniably number one. Exactly. No, it's undeniably Frank. It's undeniably undeniable. Oh my goodness gracious me. You have one American friend. Yes, I will be going to the East Coast. The Craft, we watched The Craft in the Discord as well, so just FYI. So yes, the Craft we watched in Discord one time, but I want to watch Practical Magic. So if you guys want something with sexy women doing sexy magic, then that's what's gonna happen. But yes, I'm from Hamilton. I just saw that as well. Women are mostly never diagnosed, so of course statistics were less autistic. Or have less autism. Exactly. It's like. Definitely not wrong on that they insist that she writes her own songs, even though she has 12 songwriters. Oh yeah, this is for the Swifties. Sorry, I read that before. Retro Barbie game streaming. I actually did have a Barbie game called Barbie as Rapunzel, and then you could get different endings. I don't know how you got the different endings. There was another one. There was like a Barbie.com. Let me see if it still exists. Barbie.com. Clement Bruiser got photos of trains going over the same bridge. Kit. Oops. I accidentally said .co. There. No. Stop. Stop. Com. There we go. V for Vendetta is a fantastic one. Nostalgia is also not inherently autistic, just yet another similar trait. Yes, yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. You can see the pink from the Barbie website. Social media does a great job at destroying empathy. We saw a clip of a car accident the other day where everybody clearly died. Comment section was all jokes and laughs. And not even, because the thing is, I understand tackling tough situations with humor. Sometimes it is a coping mechanism, but that doesn't sound like a coping mechanism. You know, if you're like joking about your own you know, like a parent passing away, and that's something that you are joking about, I understand it as a coping mechanism. Self-deprecation always sounds like you pooping on yourself, but anyway. But like I said, the people commenting on a random post doesn't sound like empathy or coping. I subscribe because you're pretty cool. Thank you, Count. You seem pretty cool as well. Discord in your bio. I should put it in the bio. That's a good point. Okie dokie. Clem isn't a champion because the organizers of the events aren't allowed to compete. Exactly. Do we want a horror movie that could be real or feel somewhat realistic, or would we prefer something that could be but is unlikely? Let's do could be real. It doesn't really matter. You know what? Oh no, I'll give you something to work with, Xenassist. I would like to watch more classic horror. So give me like a 70s, 80s. So it can be anything in that, but give me something classic. So we watched like Nightmare on Elm Street, and one of the things that I found very impressive about it is how creative they were about from a craft side of things. Like, how do they make the blood go out of the bed? Like, figuring out how they did the film angles for that is really cool. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more guidance on where to look. When are we? Oh yeah, the Green Eggs and Hamilton. That's very funny, Oliver. Given how she says Barbie movie, I think she lived there as a kid and now lives in the UK. Yes, I live in the UK only for 1 month. Not quite Aussie, but a Kiwi accent. You want a mind-expanding film experience that's unlike anything you'll ever see? The Holy Mountain. The Holy Mountain. I've never even heard of this before. I'd love to bike in New Zealand. Very, very common. Oh, ichthyology is the study of fish. That makes sense, actually, now that you've said it. I was thinking of the ichthyosaur, and I assume that there would be some similar word knowledge, because that is a swimming dinosaur. So that will be my my correlation now. Yeah, the craft was weird. I liked it. I think she's Aussie and tries to deny it. Hilarious, Joe Boy. You've caught me out. Oh, goodness gracious. What is the value of this content? About a 0.2. Typically one watches for a short period to determine that for themselves. That's a good way of looking at it. Applin is not a punk. I like my Applin, okay? You're telling me an apple is a dragon, but Charizard isn't? Yeah, get fucked, Charizard. Oh, the green bit for the Applin was its tail, because that's the... So basically, this is also why it's such a good Pokemon. So Applin is essentially like a worm in an apple, but it's a dragon. And they've like merged. It's one and the same. And so that little green bit is its little tail. It's so cute. And the little eyes for the leaves. It's just a phenomenal design, and you can't tell me otherwise. Okay, girls are better at masking autism. Girls inherently fear being different in social groups. As young girls, they want to align with their friends or potential friends. Guys are weird. We don't care. Hey, Flying Rose is here. Applin is better than fucking Chuck, based and true. I don't know Guns of Glory. Sorry, Gregory. Not familiar with this one. Not familiar with that one. Everything Everywhere All at Once is a movie you can watch anytime. I feel like the themes of the movie would work great as a mother-daughter watch. Yeah, I mean, I would happy to watch it. The philosophy it presents might be a nice reminder because nothing inherently matters. We are free to create our own meaning through love, kindness, and connection. That sounds beautiful. Okay, if you go to Northeast, you can stop by Connecticut. I owe you dinner. Stop. No, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. That's fine. Oh, you're just making me blush now. Pokemon fun fact: Rhydon was the first Pokemon ever designed. That's why they use them constantly in the first game as well. I took the autism test, but I failed. So, what does that mean for you? What kind of a hat are you wearing? An invisible one. It frustrates me to think anyone who isn't a white male is really undiagnosed. Yeah, it's a complex one. It is a complex one, but how I look at it is just we're learning more, and maybe we'll get a new branch as well as we learn more. It's all there. Also, I love the name Tiggus Biddies. That's very, very funny. In Sword and Shield, you can feed a curry made from Slowpoke tails to a Slowpoke. I didn't know that, but now I did. I never did the curry route when I was playing Sword and Shield, so... Okay, I didn't realize until many years later that Ekans and Arbok were Snake and Cobra backwards. Exactly. My Pokemon revelation was much stupider. No, it comes in waves where you find this out. But a lot of people use the Ekans and Arbok argument to be like, well, what's Muck then? Yeah, that is. Frank also got it. If you put Discord as a permanent link, make sure you go in and alter the invite so it doesn't expire and has unlimited uses. Yeah, my one should be. I thought it was. If it's not working, then I'll change it. But I'm pretty sure my one is unlimited use. But if it's not, then whoopsies. Yeah, we've been using the same link for years, right? Anyhow, yeah, we should be okay. Cabin in the Woods. I have watched Cabin in the Woods. We haven't done it on Discord, but I would be willing to watch it again. But we've got so many other ones that we could watch. Hush, a horror movie where a deaf writer is stalked and hunted by a man in the middle of the woods. That would be really fascinating. Like, because you can't use the sound that a lot of other, other movies would typically use. Interesting. Ichthyosaur. Hilarious. If you want to go a little weird, go with some Vincent Price. Look for a movie called The Indomitable Dr. Phoebes. Now, I haven't even heard of this one. Oh my gosh. Phoebes. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. She's going on about practical effects. The Thing immediately. So I watched the It, but only the first one. I don't think I'm going to watch the sequel. I not because it was too much. I just feel like I prefer the kids one. But The Thing. Oh, okay. All right. Magus with a very young Michael Caine. No, we didn't watch Practical Magic, so I think that's what we have to do as our first movie back, Boba, is why we're talking about Practical Magic. Charizard is overhyped. Thank you, Clem. That's why I went for the one to here specifically for the effects. Nice. I have Asperger's. Well, they don't call it Asperger's anymore, right? It's part of the ASD is what they call it now. If you're looking to older ones, it narrows it a lot. Hellraiser. Alien was very good. We watched Alien. Dawn of the Dead. Oh, maybe we could watch Dawn of the Dead. We watched Shaun of the Dead because we did we do the whole Cornetto trilogy? I don't think we did. But we did watch Shaun of the Dead. So maybe watching the original one would be good. Raichu, good choice. A lot of people forget about Raichu because they're like Pikachu, and it's like, they have a baby version and an adult version. And I think Raichu's coloring is better than Pikachu's. Is this where we trauma dump on people and pretend it's healthy? I mean, we haven't had any trauma dumping today, so hopefully not. If you want something that could be real that is more current, Eden Lake. Again, don't know that one. I also haven't watched the 28 Days Later franchise. True. It's 2 a.m. Can't sleep. At least you're awake. You're very cute. Thank you. Well, I am. It's only 10 a.m. for me, so I would hope that I'm awake because I got up for the 8 a.m. stream. But nonetheless, as I know, since I was 11 with Asperger's, not something I can get rid of. Exactly. Yes. So Asperger's is very different to something like depression or OCD, neither of which you can truly get rid of either, but you can manage the symptoms a lot more differently than one would with something like ASD. But that is why it is good to try and get tools to help with the symptoms. But like you say, you can't get rid of it. Cool accent. Thank you. Women are weaponized and all turning lesbian. It's true. Pomelo, Citrusel, sorry to see that you're up still. Zangers! I really like the shiny Zangers. The first Pokemon I got to level 100 randomly. Its design is based off one of my favorite singers, David Bowie, his Ziggy Stardust alter ego with the stripe. Yes, I approve of this. I'm a big Bowie fan. I like Bowie. I cried when he passed away, and I'm not really parasocial for celebrities, but I was parasocial for him. Why do people hate on us for having Asperger's? Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's a misunderstanding, Dennis. If we can turn it off, then you would, exactly. I think that is a misunderstanding and a lack of education of not just autism, but mental and physical conditions in general. And so there is a movement trying to help with these things, but it's a long, long way away from being everyone being fully accepting. But I think that what we can see already are there are a lot of people who are more understanding. I think the problem that we're at the moment is there are a lot of people who are like, oh, maybe that's something that I can look into for myself, but we don't necessarily, and so that's really good for a lot of reasons, but I would like to see more understanding of how to interact with other people with these conditions, because I think that's something that we're lacking, where some people will just kind of dismiss things, and it's like, well, I try to at least be calm and patient if I am interacting with someone who might be overstimulated. And I think learning these tools can be very helpful. And my nephew, for example, he's been diagnosed with ADHD. We suspect he might have some autism as well. And he's getting a lot of ostracization and isolation. And it's really sad because the school he's gone to is supposed to be a school that is meant to help with these things, but he's not the right type of autistic, where a lot of the people are they're like, oh, we want the really highly intelligent, high functioning lot. And he's a smart kid, don't get me wrong, but he does have a lot of emotion, and that comes with these things, and they're getting assistance. He's come a long way, even if in a few years since his diagnosis, but that's basically how it feels, is that he's not the right autistic, if he is autistic, like he's not the right neurodivergent. There we go, that's a way to kind of pull them together. And so I do understand that there's a lot of this romanticization and glorification of these conditions, without recognizing the hardship and struggles that a lot of people are going through with these things. It bloody sucks. Okay, catching up. According to legend, Pokemon and humans were originally the same species that diverged over time. Oh my god. Huh. So humans are just normal type Pokemon who don't have any magical abilities. I never heard of someone having Zangoose as their favorite. That's a deep cut. The thing is that I love that every single Pokemon, there's someone out there where that is their favorite Pokemon. And that's what's so beautiful. There might be more people who like Charizard. I don't know why, but there might be more people who have the same favorite Pokemons time and time again. But every single Pokemon has someone who is making it that their favorite Pokemon. Up, down, left, right, BA, start. Coffee time? I could go for a coffee. I'm going to try and not drink so much coffee, though, because I want to try, I think for May, I might do like a little bit of a coffee and alcohol detox and just see if that helps with my headaches on top of that. From what I've been experiencing. Whoever does the sound effects, foley effects for movies has my dream job. That's so cool. But it's replaced by sound libraries, which is really sad because it is cool to see like the squelching of things when doing footsteps and whatnot. Besides Parasite apples and ice creams, do people eat in Pokemon? They do talk about it in the anime early days where you can buy Magikarp, for example, or like Goldeen, but I feel like both of those, like the same way that we don't really eat carp or goldfish in our world, wouldn't taste very nice. However, I do think that they eat Pokemon. I do. I really do. That's my thoughts. The Evil Dead! Yes, we've watched The Evil Dead. Evil Dead is very good. Mars Attack! Cute! I like it. Cabin in the Woods, 13 Ghosts, The Ring, Sinister, 1407. I don't know that one. Silent Hill. I wouldn't mind watching Silent Hill. That could be good. Chapter 2 shows them as kids in part, so it's worth watch. I just think Chapter 1 was pretty scary. So I don't think I'll do that one. Is it Asperger's? It's a really serious condition. Then why do they call it Asperger's? The rule is if you have it, you can call it what you want. There we go. Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is very good. Need some trauma dumping? I can talk about it for work for a while. No, you man. You know we're not trauma dumping. Eden Lake is a hard watch. Maybe some more camp horror before you jump into the deep end. I also want to show off some New Zealand and Australian films. So I've never seen Wolf Creek. So that's one that I wouldn't mind watching as well. Because, yeah. That's an Aussie film. Yes, Asperger's is an outdated term. So it's now included in the DSM-5 as a part of autism spectrum disorder, ASD. But the thing is that people who are old enough to have been diagnosed with Asperger's before it got changed into being a part of ASD, autism spectrum disorder, I don't really hold anything against them because that's what they were diagnosed with. And so for me to be like, you were wrong about your own diagnosis, it just feels a little bit like, and that is what it was called. I know a lot of people have a lot of issues with the guy Asperger's. I can't remember why. If he was like a Nazi or something else, I don't know. I just know that he was problematic according to these things, but I will admit I haven't looked it up. But yes, it is now included in ASD in general. I have to go work in New York City. Well, I hope you enjoy yourself. I've never been to New York City, but I would like to. Dr. Asperger was a bit problematic. Yeah, that's the one I've heard. Yes, I've seen Donnie Darko, but not in the Discord. I do like Donnie Darko. Riluzole helps with ALS. Oh, I'm not familiar. Is that a drug, is it? Yeah, it's part of the spectrum. You got it. There are cows and cats in Pokemon World. They just can't train them, which seems fair. Can you hypnotize me? No, I'm not a hypnotist. I'm not sure thing if you want a creature feature. It's a solid entry into horror and done. We'll put it on the list. It won't be the first one. I still want to watch Practical Magic, but out of all of these horrors, let's do the thing. We need to make a decision at some point. I started watching Love on the Spectrum. It is good education for people who are not exposed. There is a reasonable spectrum represented. I haven't looked into whether or not it's done patronizingly or not, because I know that can be an issue. So as long as you don't think it is coming off as patronizing, then there we go. To Frank on YouTube, some people do still use it for Asperger's. The diagnostic term was absorbed into ASD over the last 13 years, depending on which manual. This was done because combining them and describing by support needs made more sense. And it was Nazi. There we go. Thank you, Citrusella. Miltank is a cow. Exactly. Persian is a cat. They're all Pokemon. Pokemon animals. Just saying. Had a favorite kid from coaching football for years. He came up to sign at the register pointing out his medical conditions and goes, I got the most. People call it like the Thanos gauntlet. Well, not Thanos, but the oh my gosh, the name is escaping me. The gauntlet from Marvel. Pokemon are pocket monsters. Animals are animals. Duh. Best Aussie horror other than Wolf Creek, The Loved Ones. Okay, all right. No, I don't know this one. If humans are just divergent species of Pokemon, then it's not illegal to have sex with a Lopunny. Well, you are allowed to have that perspective if you're going to bat for zoophiles, bestiality. And now how do you feel, Sean? Are you gonna bat for the bats? What's going on? You wanna use the same logic? I know you're being cheeky though. I know. Charizard's fine. Okay. It really just depends on the specific kids at school. A friend I have as a younger brother who is diagnosed and likely will have to have some form of assistance for most of his life. The school we went to wasn't specifically known for it, but many of the students were incredibly accepting, and even years later, I hear stories from my friend of her running into students from his year and asking about him how he's going. Oh, that's beautiful. So, yeah, so it's about the community that is fostered within the school for sure. That's actually a really nice way of putting it. Your setup looks like you're cracking jokes. I know, Gary. I'm not, though. If you cut off the sleeves of your shirt, you get yourself a final girl fit from the early 2000s horror film. I like it. I'm not going to cut this one, though, but I like the idea, Oscar. New Zealand and Australian horror go for Brain Dead. Okay, Bad Taste. I don't know either of these, Ron. Oh, my goodness. See, so little that I know. Yes, thank you, buds. Hi, Globe. What was the favorite Pokemon's name? Applin. So my one is Applin, Goomy, or Dreepy. But I understand people liking Charizard. Ich bin mir nicht sicher, woher dein Akzent kommt, England. Ich komme aus Neuseeland, aber jetzt wohnen ich in England. So, das ist, warum mein Akzent ist ein bisschen komisch. What was your favorite? Oh, yeah, the Applin. Girls only like Bulbasaur because he's a plant and girls like plants. And also, wait, he also has tentacles. No, what kind of hentai is that? Infinity Gauntlet, thank you. But girls and boys like plants. Thank you very much. The short of what Asperger did was funnel autistic kids into either Keep This One Around or Action to T4 institutions where they use disabled people to test runs on how to kill people. That is disgusting. I understand wanting to not have a condition named after him in that case. Okay, yes, I'll check the Discord. I think I have it here anyway. I have ADHD. My knowledge and achievement outclasses most of those in the same fields with a piece of paper to show it. People would not discourage one's imagination or lack of engagement. Okay, Pokemon. Oh, I like it. Look. This is a dragon. This guy, this is just a little silly apple. Bestiality, gross. I didn't see what the joke was. Sorry, Zenesis. I might have to look at it. Sometimes auto mod catches it rather than it being rather than the mods themselves. It's very supportive to the participants in the show. This is love on the spectrum. In fact, I believe it could be used to give hope to others struggling with finding love if they're on the spectrum. Honestly, they can teach anyone about just being yourself. That's nice. I really like that. No one can really like Plum Boy over Fire Lizzie. Yeah, but you also know that I like Applin. So, like, I think you know how you feel about my opinion. I'm not going to try and change yours. Fun New Zealand horror fact, the vampire movie 30 Days of Night was filmed in New Zealand. I don't know this one either. So many things I don't know. I typed out Jinx and changed it to Lopunny when my stim activated on that Joker Lopunny clip. Brain Dead and Bad Taste were both Peter Jackson. Today I learnt. The Frighteners as well. No stress, Clam. Thank you. 100% Pokemon. I 100% think that Pokemon will still be the topic of discussion when I get back. No, it just comes and goes in waves, you know. Technically speaking, but as fun to watch depends on your mood. Yeah, Jinx ain't a Pokemon. She's someone's larger, over-sexual auntie, and don't she know it? You know. Who mentioned Brain Dead Dead Alive? You're a king. She definitely needs to watch it. It needs to be unrated version. It's so good. Well, especially if it's New Zealand, you know. Horse Winnie activate, adorable. Onion frog over wet squirrel or matchstick lizard. I just like my Bulbasaur, okay? He is very cool. Look, don't get me wrong. Okay, I would like to make this very clear. Charizard is a fucking badass. That's the thing. I don't have to. The thing is that we always try to do like a this or that. My favorite is Bulbasaur. I like Bulbasaur. Your favorite is Charmander and the evolutions I'm talking in. But we can also agree that all of them are cool, right? We don't have to do a this or that. It doesn't have to, all right? Oh, you made the cat joke for yeah. Well, thank you. No, you're right. The fact that you're still here shows that the mods are like on top of it, you know. Are there any autistic Pokemon? Would there be any that are hyperfixated? I feel like there are Pokemon in the anime that display neurodivergent personalities. But I don't think that it would be like saying that all of this ethnicity. Okay, actually, I was going to try and avoid saying a specific ethnicity because I was like, I don't want to get into like a racial thing. But I can choose one that will be able to accept this criticism. So, for example, all Germans are autistic. Well, not all Germans. They might be like somewhat on the spectrum, and they obviously the culture displays a lot of autistic traits, but there'll be some who don't always fall into that mold. But anyway, so I don't think that you can have a Pokemon where it's like, all of this type of Pokemon was autistic, but I do think that you could have Pokemon like that are that would show the neurodivergent personalities, you know what I mean? Yeah, Venusaur is a G, and so is Charizard, but I do prefer Venusaur. Pikachu is cute, exactly. They're mascot for a reason, you know. Some of them mons whack. Okay, yeah, like you say, the ice cream, for example. You love on the spectrum. I've just never seen anything. Good morning, Peter. True, I really wanted to say no lies, but the Frighteners. Okay, no, I don't know the Frighteners either. It's a PG horror movie starring Michael J. Fox, directed by Peter Jackson. Cute. I weaponize love on the spectrum. Bear with me. When I know my girlfriend's having a bad day, a moody day, or a hangry day, a Tom day, or maybe just a bratty day, I put that in and I put that on, and she turns into a lovely girl. Aww, that's so cute. So that's also why you would definitely love on the spectrum in that case. Charizard is fucking badass. Don't get me wrong. Charizard is a motherfucking G, of course. My level of Pokemon knowledge is yellow, dude. No, that's all right. You don't have to like Pokemon to hang out here. We just happen to be on a moment where we're talking about Pokemon, you know? My favorite is Drifloon. And Drifloon! Everyone, Pokemon is someone's favorite. That's what I just said as well. And also the lore behind Drifloon. Good choice. Good choice. Fond of the Pokemons are just some of the Pokemons are just too levied Digimon. Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Sean, Pokemon shouldn't be used based on items. So I get what you're saying in the sense that it's too similar to Digimon. And I'm not disagreeing. Other than the fact that if it were like Digimon, then at least Pokemon later generations would be cooler. They've got all of this chibi, like rounded, boring designs. And so I went on a rant a few weeks ago just saying, make Pokemon badass again. Like, we're talking about Generation 1 starters. They're so freaking cool. They're all cool. And now everything is just so cutesy. And it's like, you can have cute Pokemon, but not everything has to be cute, because that's not what is necessarily appealing to people. They want to have badass Pokemon that are sick as hell. I don't want just another little chibi. That can be in there, but not all of them. And so I'm not going to buy Winds and Waves because of this. For example, when Winds and Waves starter Pokemon came out, I was like, What is this? The only thing cool is the incorporation of the water, fire, and grass symbols into their design. That is okay, but I was very disappointed. If you look at Gen 10 starter Pokemon and you look at Gen 1, even Gen 2, even Gen 3, even Gen 4, even Gen 5, like the thing is, they're just, I'm not a fan of the new starter Pokemon. I've said it. I will continue to say it. I hear Germans like trains. Okay, the Spanish are culturally have a lisp. Do they really? Oh, that's like Barcelona, right? That would just be how they pronounce it. I'm obsessed with Germany. I lived there in the 90s. I plan on using job transfer to get back there. Hell yeah, that's so cool. Good luck with your German learning as well. Jinx color has changed from the original movie. Yes, because it looks like a very racist doll, which is I think that it's a good thing that they changed the color personally. Your German is very good. Tenko. Yeah, jokes landed without people being salty. Psyduck overwhelmed by constant headaches and shutdown. Slowpoke very slow processing, detached but not stupid. Okay, we've got some good things out there, just different pace. Mimikyu hides true form to be accepted. Classic masking metaphor. Sure knows their Pokemon. Her German was suspiciously good. Genau. Warum? I appreciate dark humor, but yeah, I can't speak for everyone, exactly. And you just gotta be careful with multiple people, you know. Jesus loves you and your beautiful soul. Thank you. But also had those ninja Starleaf attacks. For the same reason people dislike me. Good ones, you know. Women say they want to settle down, but always hook up with Charizard. It's like, but Blastoise is right there. You want an evil Mewtwo? No, I want a Mewtwo that goes and just realizes that maybe humans aren't so bad. Oh my god, that movie's so good. When people ask for badass Pokemon, who do you tell them about? Charizard, it's facts, but also Blastoise, okay? I like the other thing is that you can look at, you know, Mewtwo, but you can also look at later generations. Rayquaza, Lucario is a fan favorite, you know? There's just some badass out there. Where are the badass Pokemon? Bring back the era of Pokemon where they had a crying one that wears the skull of its dead mother. Oh my god, thanks for the segue. I was playing Pokemon Go yesterday when I was walking to my friend's house and I got a shiny Cubone and we literally talked about Cubone yesterday and I was like, oh my god, it's Kismet. See, this is what I mean. Now circling back to the Destiny conversation, I don't believe in Destiny. It's just like a series of coincidences. But at the same time, I'm like, this was manifested on stream. We were talking about Cubone, and now I get a shiny Cubone. Yeah, I got a shiny Cubone. I was like, oh, poor thing. I just want to cuddle it. Yeah, YouTube chat is taking over, but we're learning. It's just a new thing. Figuring it out. Do you know that the term gotta catch 'em all in Pokemon is only part of the US marketing? Really? The OG Japanese slogan was Pokemon Getatsu, which translates to I get Pokemon! That's so cute! Have you heard Swedish Rhapsody music? No, not familiar whatsoever. In the 90s. What year were you born? The 90s? I was born in the 90s. I'm gonna start sending handwritten letters to Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures Inc. every day until they give me my Shueville Pokemon. I hope it goes okay. Give it time. Maybe Winds and Waves will have them. Gen 1 to 4, then it drops off for me. I played Gen 1 to 3, and here's my hot take. Gen 3 is the most solid 3 starters to final evolution for all 3. Clem's gonna hate me as a Venusaur fan. Sean, you clearly haven't been around long enough. I have been on the record several times this month saying that Gen 3 is the best generation, so you do not have to worry about the hatred over here. I also like Bulbasaur, but Gen 3, like across the board, solid Pokemon game and also generation. It's very good. Zapdos is a good shout though. You're also a horror fan. You just keep racking up points. This is like my first question I ask people. I'm new to horror, but I am a horror convert. I used to not be a horror fan, and then the community showed me good horror in the Discord movie nights, and I went, I get it now. I understand. I am now an appreciator of the horror genre. However, I don't go out of my way to watch horror because I will only take recommendations from the community because I've been safe in the community in the sense of being suggested good horror as opposed to just watching horror in general. And you guys who do like horror know that there's a lot of bad horror out there. I'm going to intercept the discussion to something important. Cats, have you heard of them? Like as in the musical or the kitty cats? Because I do like kitty cats and I do like the musical, but I do not like the movie unless it's the Andrew Lloyd Webber one from way back when. Jellicle cats. Anyway, that's my little extra questioning on the cats. Blastosaurus badass. Yeah, big turtle boy, water cannons. You can't get much more badass than having water cannons, you know? The way she said in the 90s made it sound like she was born in the 70s. Yeah, I just have really, really, really good skincare. But yes, I am almost 30. Badass Pokemon, every single one looks like a plushie come to life. Well, you know, that's one of the reasons a lot of them are more round these days, because some of the older ones had a lot more angular look to them, and so it doesn't translate as easily to making a plushie. But now everything's just really chibi-ified. Is she the girl from Team Rocket? I wish. Hi, Alan. I played Gen 1 Red and Blue, and that was about as far as I got. I was in 8th grade at that point. I was just too cool for Pokemon, but I was a dork. Hilarious. Hello, Santa. I've got plenty of cats here at home. Cute. Gen 3 was a gen that broke my love of Pokemon. You have said this in the past, little goth. Hi, Sunbeam. Telling us when you were born. Please provide financial info. Do you also need the name of my first cat? Is that what we're doing? Literally climbing my back in between the high fives and meowing. That's so adorable. Why is no one saying Arceus? Oh, you know, everyone's got a love for something else, but you're right, Ron. Have I seen The Conjuring? Yes,
part.
I have seen the first Conjuring and the second Conjuring, but not anything after that. Is Deadpool too overpowered and annoying, or no? I think that he's probably a more realistic view of what someone with superpowers would have like. What it would be like. Sorry. I'm sleeping on it. I also heard that Gen 2 is the best. Wasn't the silver gold stuff? Yes, I think Gen 3 is really good, but I've also heard that Heart Silver, something doesn't sound right there, are also very good, but I can't tell you. They don't respect my space. I don't respect theirs. It's mutual. We all cuddle. That's so cute. And the belly rubs as well. We were born in the 1900s. How gross is that? Hi, Tom Cruise. I've spent months completing my Gen 1 and 2 Pokedex, a complete living dex, and then not only could I not bring these into Gen 3, I couldn't even catch the entire dex. That is very sad. I understand why it would break your love. I wish the world worked on Final Fantasy rules. Which ones in particular, Snow? Cats are also culturally autistic. It is a fact. We know this. I also love horrors, but I heard they prefer the term scare worker now. That's so silly. I like it. Eevee is pretty great. Yeah, people are thinking there might be a new evolution in Winds and Waves, but I'm not holding out hope. I don't like horror if it represents just jump scares or shock horror. Yeah, see, that's not necessarily good horror unless done well. You can't just constantly have jump scares and call it a good film. No, definitely not. Yeah, it needs a good story, exactly. And then it can have good jump scares within that, but if that's all it relies on, bad horror. We're going to make you a horror fiend. Next thing you know, we're watching 120 Days of Sodom with a side of human centipede. No, not these ones. Get out of here. Get out of here. Continue to be jump scared live? No, thank you. I love Mewtwo. And yeah, Lugia Fox. The same voice actor as Yugi and Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, I know this one too. Oh, Yami, rather, not Yugi. Yami, the pharaoh. I see now the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. Oh, red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, and crystal, sapphire, ruby, and emerald are the best. I'm not arguing there. I just wish my small achievements came with theme music. Cute. What evolution types are even left? There's actually quite a lot. So there are 18 Pokemon types in Pokemon. And if you include Eevee, there are 9 that are used up. So they've done half. So there's no Ghost, Rock, Ground, Dragon, Fair. Oh no, they do have Sylveon now. Bug. They've got Ice. Fighting they don't have. and 3 others. There is a part of me that's like, I need to finish this list. Okay, I need to finish this list. So what else is there? What are we missing? We need to finish the list now. So we have, I've named 6 that they don't have, but there are 3 that I missed. So they do have grass, ice, water, fire, electric, normal, dark and psychic. yeah. Where it was, I'm expressing all of steel. Yes, thank you, steel. The retro computers wasn't accidental to show me steel. Fairy, they've got a fairy. What am I missing? We've got electric. We said rock and ground. Are we besties though? Well, not yet, but give it time. I'm pretty sure I said dragon. Still very careful up on my pant down. This is annoying me now. I've got the, like, I have to finish this list. This is like the OCD side of things, or OCPD. How do you feel about Charmander just turning into a dragon? No, I like that he's not a dragon. I think that it's funny. But he does have his mega evolution now, so he's got that at least. Yeah, we've got the dark and psychic. So now we've got water. And now I'm just thinking about like all of the types of Pokemon. That's where I'm struggling. We said steel, we said dragon. We said ghost. Poison! Thank you! Yes, poison we missed. And then the last one. Poison was a good shout. I said bug. Come on. Together. No looking it up. That's cheating. So, no. Do I just have to go through all of the things again? Ghost type. Yeah, that one a lot of people say online where it's like to get a ghost EV type, you just have to use a hard rock. Fighting, I said. Fairy, we've got Sylveon. Psyduck is such a good one, hey. Okay, you guys think about that. Well, I'll just see if there's anything else. If you're going down the 120 Days of Sodom. No, I'm not. That was just Boba saying Boba. No, we're not doing Serbian films. See, I know enough that these are not ones that we're gonna do, okay? Terrifier, maybe. Maybe. Okay, that's all I wanted to double check. No, Dark we said, because that's Umbreon. I don't know Pokemon Infinite Fusion. No, I'm not familiar with this one. Yes, I do know the Vaporeon one. Always rule sheepdog. That's what I do. You know how it be. Okay, starting again. So let's do the evolutions that they have. Normal, fire, water, electric. And then dark and psychic, grass and ice, fairy. Those are all the ones that they do have. So now we need 9 more. So we have dragon, fairy, steel, rock and ground, and then flying! It was flying! We didn't say flying! I got there in the end. Oh, that makes me feel so much better. We got there. Oh, I can breathe again. So flying, poison, bug, and then whatever I haven't said in this moment. Oh, God. It doesn't... fighting is the one I hadn't said. We got there. Goodness. We got there. Okay, now we know. Any Pokemon can turn into a ghost type if you use hard rock for long enough. Exactly right. Remember the one time Ash got sick of the shenanigans and straight up threw a punch at Mewtwo? Yeah, he's just... sometimes you just gotta go for it. I'm the Amazon rainforest, so the reception is a bit bad. Fair enough. It's Pokemon Hack where it goes Fire Red style, but you can combine Pokemon. Damn. No, I've never heard of this one. What about the defunct bird type present? Yeah, the Genuine Spaghetti code. Is that not the number, the missing number? I don't know what the defunct bird one is. As all the old school people should remember Clem's reaction to just reading about a Serbian thing. Yeah, exactly. I read the plot of a Serbian film and there's a clip of me just going, huh? Boxing Glove Eevee. Yeah, there's actually some really cool fan arts of the evolutions that haven't been made, and the fighting one I do think is pretty sick. Ever wanted a Pikachu Bulbasaur? You could. That terrifies me, admittedly. She never would have gotten flying without us. Yes, that was definitely a collaborative effort. But poison, yeah, that was a good one. I think I would have struggled with that one as well. Hi Mason, how you going? All right, everyone. I am thinking that I might actually end stream a little bit earlier today. I can feel that my headache is starting to get pretty bad. So I think that I might call it now that I've gotten my satisfaction from the Pokemon. I know, but I need to look after myself on top of that.
I'm doing my part.
But on that, I'll give a little update on how my headaches are. Yesterday, it was okay. I woke up feeling okay, but I was just very tired after stream. I just found myself exhausted. And so I hung out and had some lunch before going to my friend's place. And then at my friend's place, I just I didn't say anything because I was just pretending I was fine. But we were there for such a long period of time, and my headache was just getting worse and worse and worse. And I had forgotten to bring my pain relief, and I was just sitting there, and I was like, ah. and I didn't want to be that guy to be like, sorry guys, I'm gonna head off early, because it was the first time that we had one of our members who was actually there in person. We have one person who joins in remotely, and so I was like, I don't want to just cut it early and then this person misses out on the in-person experience. So we went on so much longer than we usually would, but I just felt myself getting more and more tired and more headache, more and more headachy. And then by the time I got home, I was just like in so much pain. And so I just went straight, like I brushed my teeth, I went straight to bed, and I fell asleep pretty early, which is good because it means that I had a decent sleep last night, and I woke up feeling okay, but I can definitely feel it's starting to happen now. So I think I'll just go and get some food in me nice and early. Yes, exactly. I'll go drink some water and all that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, I'm taking on the psychic damage. Hi Vikiko, it's good to see you. Yeah, tired already is actually Brower. So I'm just gonna go look after myself. It's almost 11 in the morning. We started a little bit late as well because of the technical difficulty. So I'm happy to end it a bit early as well. She's getting a headache. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, say yay. Hold up, gotta tell this girl about flying Pokemon. Thoughts on making the main moves like cut and fly a separate part of learn moves? I think that it's cheating. I like the old days where it was difficult. Yeah, I was having my Psyduck moment, and I don't want to have it all come out on you guys' words anyway. Does the Executor look like 3 drunk dudes holding onto a tree to you? It didn't until this moment, so yes, absolutely. One reason I don't paint minis so much, it gives me headaches. Maybe that doesn't help. Yeah, that's for sure. Just a little heads up, no stream the next 2 days. I'm going to be out of the city, so I'm going to go hang out with some friends. I'm going to Hastings and then Cambridge, so that will be a lot of fun. I should be back on Monday, though. If I'm not back, that's because I was going to say died, but I was like, I am going to be driving. Maybe I actually will die. I don't know. Anyway, so if I'm not back on Monday, then it'll be Tuesday at the latest. Go to bed. It's only 11 in the morning. And Tempura. So thanks guys. Thanks for all of the chats today. It was a lot of fun. Again, shout out to the mods for working very hard over in the YouTube chat. I think that it's been a lot less cringe over there. And thanks you guys for the patience. I'm still figuring out how I feel about multi-streaming. If I want to maybe just do live streaming on one live platform and then the other. So I'll probably give it one more week and then make a decision after that on what it will be like. But the VODs will be over on YouTube if you guys want to keep watching that. And if you guys have enjoyed yourself, consider following, consider subscribing. There are some videos on YouTube if you want to watch them, I guess. Yeah, just thanks, guys. I really had a lot of fun today. I know, and I think that's why I'm calling it early as well. I feel like we've done good. And the mods especially. Nerve damage, you poor thing, Lilgoth. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Not Irish. I'm a New Zealander. Race you to the bridge. Yeah, exactly, Ian. Yeah, stuff like the fumes, everything. Yeah, so it's just. So I'll work on that. I'll keep on working on it. Yeah, never forget what figured out triggers my It's a long journey, but we'll get there. So yeah, I'm gonna go enjoy a little road trip, a little mini road trip to Hastings and then Cambridge, and then I'll come back after that. So enjoy your weekend, whatever you get up to. If you're in the Discord, then you can share some photos. I will be monitoring the Discord, so you can say hi over there. This was 2.5 hours is how long we ended up going. And then we'll do the May-rathon, exactly. And so that's why I thought we'd do multi-streaming until May, and then May we'll decide if we continue that. But if you guys are on YouTube, do consider going on Twitch. I feel like there's a more polished experience, but we're figuring it out. I assumed everyone else would. Where are you from? Run! I'm from New Zealand, you cheeky little shit. Oh my goodness. Parasocial activity. That's very funny. We should make that game, actually, like genuinely. Keep that idea, because that we should either make it as a movie or a game. Just saying. Get wrecked, Bangladesh. No, I don't follow sport, so I'm assuming you're talking about cricket, but it sucks to suck. No, I'm kidding. Oh, at least you're not from Bangladesh, so it's fine, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for today. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I'm going to go get some water and some pain meds. So thanks. Appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. See you after the weekend. Have a fun weekend. Rest well, everyone. Thanks again. Much love. All right. I'm done now. Bye.